Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Oh, and I forgot to take the thing off. But actually, this works for the big reveal. There you go. Things might look different around here. By which I mean I've just changed the background. No, but actually, Restream surprised me today with something at the top here, saying that one could try new settings. And while I had to set up a bunch of other stuff at the same time and, carry some things down, I thought, okay, well, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna have a look, since I have to wait anyway, and check on some on what this new formation actually looks like. And the answer is, to you lot, it looks practically identical. To me, there's a little bit of a difference, but we'll get to that in a second once I use what is now the People tab, which is a new tab on Restream that I've got, and that is currently, it seems, the new way of inviting guests on. So let's invite the guests on. We have Aidan.
Hello.
And BB.
Hi.
Hello. And it looks like also we have some new formations that we can adapt into. Well, actually, we have some of the usual ones. This is the one I used to use for 5 years later. This one, I never used at all. There's these.
We're cutting the thirds.
Typical ones. However, there's a new one in here, which seems to be called Showtime. Which,
yes. I'm the center of the show now. Mwah!
Yeah, it's interesting because like the way it's formatted, it looks like you should be on the left of us and we'd be on the right. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently, that's how that works. So I might put the actual video on here. That might be a better format. Yeah.
Hey, this reminds me of a moment in House of Leaves where they go on a big tirade about
honestly, go ahead, because the video's taking a while to process, so we actually have a bit of time to stall.
Actually, fun fact: me and BB on a call last night. We're like talking about Fallen Angel stuff, and we're gonna in the project, Fallen Angel project I've been working on recently. I've been thinking about playing with formatting and stuff. Well, a lot of the episodes are formatted slightly different and stuff. You guys don't understand now.
This sounds like a conversation after
yeah,
no,
30 minutes
but
with but one of them was we were talking about the type of book that BB's been reading, that House of Leaves. I forget what the title, what the kind of format it was.
So it's
acrylic.
It's a few. God, you keep saying acrylic. No,
that's a type
acute. Is it acute?
He said another thing that I can't remember. And it was a color. It's neither of those.
I don't know.
A mathematical term as well.
No, it's the word he's looking for, and I don't know where he gets this
Archaic?
from. No,
I'm just gonna guess art stuff.
No, you're closer though. No, it's ergodic.
Okay, I've not heard.
What? How do you not get? But that does not. Doesn't that sound like acrylic?
No.
Ergodic, acrylic. I mean, they're easy to confuse.
No, they aren't. Acrylic is what you put on your nails.
Oh well,
okay. So basically, you're reading an arcane story. Go on.
Yeah. So there's a there was a episode, and the whole thing was exploring books and stuff, and I was like, I know I've been talking about House of Leaves at every waking second that I can get. I will continue to do this until I get more people to read this damn book. But
honestly, chat, the video's processing, so we need to stall for time. So that's why I'm letting her continue.
Yes.
But
let her cook. Let her cook.
I am so cooking. But I was like, genuinely, it's because this is the first piece of ergodic literature that I've ever read. It's not the only, but the author, right, Mark Z. Danielski, I can't pronounce his last name. Mark Z. Daniel something. I've heard is considered kind of the king of this genre. but it's been used in different forms of poetry and stuff. And so we were talking about how we want to do the books, and I was like, I feel like we could do more than just, oh, they jump into a storybook and they go through Little Red Riding Hood or whatever, right? I feel like we could do that, but also kind of like mix it between that and actually seeing the pages, right? And having the pages themselves be formatted in the way of ergodic literature.
So it's kind of like Disney's Winnie the Pooh.
Well, I mean, kind of, but not quite, no. Yes, in the sense of
ergodic literature is like a very different way of structuring a book, unlike the conventional way with like the.
Well, yeah, no, we're talking about like how it would adapt to a visual medium because we're talking about Fallen Angels.
I guess, yeah.
And
sure.
what BB's suggesting is that we see the pages if someone jumps into a book, for example. That reminds me of Winnie the Pooh because that's exactly the format that those movies and shorts take.
Okay.
Yes, but the book also interacts with them. Which is like one example.
The narrator does that in Winnie the Pooh, so
one example that we've thrown around was, for instance, a sword gets thrown right in the story, and then immediately it like switch, like as soon as it hits into like it makes impact with a solid object, it switches to the page, and now it's like a giant sword made of words. And now they're like walking across and stuff. That's the sort of stuff I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but like the way ergodic literature looks apparently is like say like there's like the book's talking about a leaf that someone picked up, but like the words would actually be shaped in the shape of a leaf when you
symbolic.
Yeah,
it should be noted that, like, for instance, in House of Leaves, right, whenever someone's falling, it's not like it's like the words, it's like one word at a time, but diagonally, right? So it's going one word here and then diagonally to the left for the next word and then the next, and so on and so forth. It's like the edge of the page.
Okay.
Very fun way of writing. I kind of want to try.
I've seen this before, actually. I've seen that what you just described before.
Yeah, it's not as common, but it's very fun. I really want to experiment in that sort of genre actually for some of my own work at some point.
Okay, well that should be a fairly easy thing to do, considering that if you're talking about a piece of literature, then you don't necessarily need too many collaborators on top of that, so that would probably speed up things.
Yes. Well, minus the fact that it's a novel, but yes, speed up.
Well, I mean, in comparison to some of the other stuff you've been working on.
Sure, yeah. It's still not going to be like, I'll finish this in a night, I'm sure, yeah.
I would never suggest that, trust me. I'm well aware of how long it takes to write a novel.
Just stream of consciousness and then publish it. All right, off to the races. Just 300 pages of gobbledygook.
you could write it, BB. You could write a story about the government being evil.
How original!
Right, I'm about to say that is not. I'm well away. I'm well ahead of you.
Honestly, that could be like a one-page book. Government bad. Oh, I went there. The end.
No, all of BB's stories end up having some form of like theme of like government corruption.
All of them. There is a very specific era that involves those sorts of things, and not even all of those things in that area of that universe involve that theme. It's common, but it's not like everything.
Finally.
And also, there's different approaches.
Oh. Okay, by the way, there's a scene near the end of this episode that I'm gonna disappear as soon as it starts playing, and then I'm gonna come back after it ends because I get uncomfortable by that scene.
It's fine, Aidan. We're used to disappearing midstream. It's nothing new.
Wow! No, but seriously though, I'm just giving you a fair warning. You'll know. I'll tell you when that scene hits. I'm like, yeah, okay. See you guys in like 10 minutes. and leave.
Okay.
Be like, no,
All right, then.
I'm outie. I'm outie for a little bit.
Fair enough. I mean, I would just suggest, looking at a different tab or something while we still go, so you know when to come back.
Well, I'll probably mute the tab and just look at something else. Distracted.
Oh, all right, fine.
Well, then that's not going, then, is it?
Well,
Okay,
I'm
prediction
not
time.
talking.
It involves Xander somehow.
Actually, no.
Okay.
There's nothing Xander this time.
Should we bring up the bingo as well?
Oh yeah, I guess that's probably important, huh?
I mean, it's not. No, it actually isn't. But it's a thing we can do.
It's
so I'm gonna
important.
keep on twiddling my thumbs to the deep after. So I'm gonna keep twiddling my thumbs to the deep
Aidan, you're just psyching yourself up for this now, even though you're not going to be exposed to it. It's in your own head now.
Yeah. Listen, that scene, Aidan uncomfortable with this,
Okay, I did see there was a short that of Jake's voice actor
yeah,
reacting to some stuff that's going like, "Don't make me do that" or something. I don't know if
yeah,
it's necessarily
no,
because it doesn't give context. It's just
no,
the case of like, oh, something happened.
That's him reacting to that scene that I get uncomfortable by.
Well, you're not alone then.
I'm scared.
You're not alone.
KW, I had to do it. I had to do it, KW.
Watch it just be something tame, like a mild sex scene or something.
Oh, what?
We're
on Jacob's channel, baby.
I highly doubt.
Aidan, I didn't say anything inappropriate. It's human procreate. In fact, it's animal procreation.
Yeah, I think YouTube is okay with that word. I'm pretty sure.
That's not.
I'm not saying it as like an inappropriate joke or anything. I'm saying it point blank.
Baby, no.
I mean, you did frame it, as a joke, so, like the way that you brought it up.
It was rhetoric, but like.
Okay, this is okay. This new formation is going to block the screen. We might have to.
It's already kind of blocked. It already blocks us.
No,
you see on the right
we'll
edge.
just pull up the bit. No, wait. We'll. Pull
oh no,
down...
that's deliberate. Yeah.
We'll pull down the video and pull up the bingo when necessary.
Yeah. Can I actually? Oh, I can. There we go. All right. Yeah, I was wondering. Oh, hang on. Oh, this isn't good.
Just kill the video.
Yeah. Well, the old formation let me share two different sources at once. This one seems to I mean, it's either I've got to like go into a different format, like there's one here called video playback that I can switch to. Nope, that's not the thing I want to do.
What? What is happening? Help!
Wow, if this is the this is the level already, we're in trouble. Yeah, don't worry. We'll just do without that, or edit the bingos, and then we'll say what we've got. I've got bingo number 2. Okay. Also, I've not said hi to anyone in the chat yet, so hi to Treat Pop and Prism, and KW, and Ghost Kitty. I think Josh was in here somewhere actually. Josh did actually send me the description of this video, even though I didn't normally put it. So here's the description. So Jake is caught in the crossfire between his 2 friend groups and must now make a decision: stay in the club after the competition or leave to keep his old friends happy. Dare I say he can probably defer that to after the competition if it applies to it there, but whatever. Will he dig himself deeper into the mess he's in, or will he be able to talk things out with both sides and keep his place in the club? I wrote this episode a year ago. Honestly, I would have rewritten a lot of it if I could, but hey, more drama to enjoy, hopefully. Haha, episodes for now to get ready for more conflict. What stopped you exactly from rewriting it? It's like, I would have if I could have rewritten it. Like, I understand if you've already planned, the whole season, because, Ed and I have done that multiple times. It does get complicated to rewrite stuff, but not impossible. That's the beauty of having something scripted, which this obviously was. So yeah, that's kind of like I could have written it, but
also just a small thing in that description. This was before episode 10 was split into 2 parts. So
I
that's
mean,
why
okay.
it specifies episode 10 as the finale, even though it ends up being only technically the first part of the finale, but episode, just
Well, yeah, technically, it's still correct. Episode 10 is the finale, isn't it? It's still phrased. It's still. Oh wait, no, it's not 10 part 1 and 2, is it? It's 10, 11.
no.
Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
it's 10, 11.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, you know what?
Also, by the way, the thing
it's better than what FAFSA did, which was promise an episode 11 being a finale and then never made it.
Wait, FAFSA didn't actually have a proper finale?
No, FAFSA did not have a proper finale. We put up with all of that for nothing.
Is FAFSA at least getting a season 2 or a continuation?
Not to my knowledge. It gets
Oh,
a bunch of
God.
supplementary material,
Oh god.
It gets a bunch of music videos and random memes, I think. That's basically what the Misty Firefox channel is now, I think.
Shake
Goes
my
and
head.
comb through it to try and check, and yeah, nope.
Man, it's just like the real FAFSA, you sign it, you go through the whole process, and then it just takes forever to process. It doesn't submit as easily as it should.
I mean, yeah, well, in this case, taking a while to process becomes, losing hope it will ever deliver, which it seems it's not going to.
I will say, for some people, it does take.
According to Josh, there was at one point a community post talking about how the rest of the series have been cancelled, but he can't find it anymore. So the only time that ever got explained has been removed from existence.
Question: Did the Earth Kingdom ever attack?
That was Ghosty and Bond's biggest question, and that never gets acknowledged in the final episode.
Did the Earth Kingdom attack? I need to know.
They had one battle in the previous episode, and then never again. So yeah.
Did the Earth Kingdom just decide to quit? Be like, okay, we're done trying to attack you. Oopsie doopsie.
No, the last episode was all about Fluffy not kept getting permission to go to a Music Freaks concert, actually.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
Do they exist in the same universe? They don't even have the same kind of world and lore.
I do wonder about that, because there was a couple of cameos. There was Daisy and I think maybe Drew potentially. I can't remember exactly, but they just kind of sat there in a library room at one point and then never interacted with anyone. I thought we were going to see the concert and the actual band was going to perform, but we never got that far because it was a whole live revealed things like, oh, you got their ticket, we didn't get permission. What's mum gonna think, etc., etc. And that's, you lied, how dare you help her or something, and that's where it ends. That's the show's over.
That's the series finale, guys.
Yep.
That's the dramatic finale.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate when like magical shows.
And Bond's right, the entire time VC has got headaches. Yeah. I never got that lens, by the way, run out. Also,
what I hate about some magical shows is a lot of times magical shows will actively prioritize like normal everyday issues that could be done in a non-magical show over the interesting magical show. Like a lot of,
I don't mind if they're filler, but not if they're the season finale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like for me, like a lot of Steven Universe did that, unfortunately, where it's like, oh yeah, we're focusing on like Sadie and Lars's relationship. Okay, so are we gonna go into Steven? Okay, Steven gonna use his magical power style? Nah. Okay, what about any of the crystal gems? Are they gonna help? No, they're not gonna help. Okay. Is there going to be a monster attack?
From what I understand, the crystal gems are very bad at couples therapy, from what I remember.
But like, no, it's just like
probably best in that case to not get them.
That was one of my problem, because like there was like a handful of episodes that didn't even mix any of the supernatural or magical elements of the show with the normal day stuff, and I hated it. And like, what's the point of watching a show about a magical kid? In like Jim
I think it becomes a bigger issue when it becomes the majority, or it like takes away.
It was about like half. The series, and it kind of annoyed me at times. And like those episodes were so boring, especially because a lot of the time the story kind of felt rushed. So it's like, instead of taking time to develop your story, you're developing some random human OCs. And that's kind of felt like what Rebecca Sugar rather do. Yeah, I love my human OCs. Like, you have magical gym women. Okay. and you rather focus on run-of-the-mill humans with nothing magical related? It's stupid.
That says to me that she kind of changed her mind or realized what she liked writing better more as the show was going on.
But the problem was the fandom and all the viewers and like everyone who talked about the show didn't ever be like, oh yeah, I love the episodes just focusing on the humans.
Yeah, it's very risky to try and like change genres like that. The only person who I think I can off the top of my head that pulled it off was Afmal.
I mean, like she did do the magical stuff in the end. We still got plenty of the magical stuff, but it's just the non-magical stuff distracted, and like the human everyday stuff, like the human slice of life stuff, felt out of place and like especially in the second half of the series, like season 4 and season 5, especially the human stuff just felt super out of place.
To be fair, we had a mix of those two things though since the inception.
Yeah, but like it got really bad when the magical stuff got interesting to a point where I just wanted to see the magical stuff.
Dude, I've always wanted to see the magical stuff. If she had actually taken a second to process what implications she had during the big move, then there could have been some really cool moments later on with Shadow.
We're talking about My Street now. Never.
Yeah. So
okay. What happened was like I mentioned Afmal, and then like I think
I was still talking
Aidan was still talking about Steven Universe, but because he said she referring to Rebecca Sugar instead of Afmal, that got confusing, and BB thought, okay, we're now bouncing off of this.
No.
So might I add?
No. Afmal was just an antidote, BB. But yeah. Anyways. That was my rant. I love Steven Universe, but yes.
Clearly, it shows.
We should watch it. I have a lot of issues with this show, especially how the diamonds are handled.
I have a lot of issues with this show. Please watch it with me.
Actually, would you like to watch it? No. I didn't say please watch it with me. I wouldn't mind that.
You just said we should watch that. So that kind of implies together.
Did I?
To be fair, yes. I did ask KW if I will say this after the coaxing of Aidan, but still, I did ask KW if she wanted to nab House of Leaves, just because so much was interpretive, and I really wanted to see, because I still kind of want to make a video essay. I'll see if we get around to it, but I still want to make a video essay about the book. But I was like, dude, okay, this could be really fun if we have completely differing views on like how we interpret this story, and we could like put both of those views in there, and we can have like debates about what the actual plot is. That could be so fun.
Wait, okay, so KW says, do you have issues about cryptic lands, Aidan, besides what we have already talked about fixing? What are you talking
besides
about?
What we already talked about fixing? Anything else that you have not brought up that you think is an issue that you would like fixed?
Well, one, I wouldn't say it publicly because spoilers potentially.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was.
I was like, okay. Man, so I think when the spirit bomb goes off in Cryptic Land season 2, we should have like everyone die. yeah, the spirit bomb. Also, when they start looking for the Dragon Balls, it's gonna be like I think we should dedicate more episodes to that. It's a very important thing. Like the key to the human world is also very important. It's a whole thing, the light book, the black book, the gray book, the blue book. They're all very important parts of the lore, but we need to expand on all of them.
The books themselves are the Dragon Balls. There's 7 of them across the world, and you unite them together.
Just like sitting here.
Okay. Talk about issues with magic shows. Well, I mean, yeah, Aidan's issues with magic shows differ from show to show.
Yeah, different from show to show. I'm highlighting Steven Universe because Rebecca Sugar wanted to focus on the human, mundane, everyday problems when we have like an intergalactic war, alien gym women, etc. So I'm just saying like the focus.
That's a very specific Steven Universe, complaint, because that's where the balance was. Yeah, and something else. I guess it kind of depends.
Like, listen, I don't care.
Season of Tomai probably was more human skewed, and then it introduced a few of the more magical elements, and now season 2, I assume, is going to have more of that stuff. So that's more of an organic transition. So yeah. You're probably fine there.
But I mean, again, they had a whole Steven Universe episode about Steven hanging out with Onion and his friends, who are just kind of weird little creatures who were non-magical. They're just a kind of existence. Dude, why do I don't care about Onion and his friends? They never appear after that one episode. Well, Onion does, but everyone else doesn't. I don't even like Onion as a character. Onion kind of sucks.
All right. I have no segue for this. On that bombshell, I guess we're gonna here's the thing you all came to watch. Without further ado, on the review. Already.
No club for singing, huh? Oh, there's theater.
Asked, so
Maybe they do musicals, but I can't act at all. And I'd definitely be bullied all over again.
You know, that is the thing. Actually, people do underestimate the amount that, like, the acting portion of musicals. They say that most of the time, when it comes to becoming a triple threat, it's actually easier for actors to learn how to sing and dance than it is for singers and dancers to learn how to act. Not sure how true that is, because obviously I've only gone
I
through
don't know.
one of those steps.
Singing can be pretty difficult sometimes, if I'm honest.
I
you're
definitely
saying
think
that's
it's
somebody
easier.
who started from acting.
Yeah, I definitely think it was easier to learn how to act than it is learning how to sing.
Well, which one did you first?
I don't know. I mean, I took acting more seriously first, so I guess I'll say acting.
Okay, yeah, because we're all coming from that perspective. I guess what we need here is like a control group. Like we need like someone who started off dancing and then going into acting or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely not danced.
Guess I'll have to
like,
stick to
really, anyways. I've sang, but
alone in my bedroom. Hey!
Which YouTube cover videos?
I was like, I'm gonna be bullied all over again. Meanwhile, gets bullied anyway. Jake, at this point, you might as well. You know, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Gacha Club.
Look, Monica.
Oh my God, it's Monica! No.
I mean, that is a poster for the literature club. That is a very
Just
good
Monica.
Easter egg.
Just Monica. Just
And
Monica.
yeah, it's a poster for the literature club with just Monica on it. That
Which
actually,
I should note.
that works on so many levels, actually.
I should note that I acknowledge that this is just an Easter egg and has no bearing on continuity or lore. But
Obviously.
Oh my God.
but if
But
it did,
Doki Doki Literature Club is canon to the Music Freaks canonically.
Well, no, exactly. I mean,
Like-
which means after, well, I like to imagine while DDLC is happening, this is also happening, and shortly after Music Freaks end, the world just collapses because of the whole ending to DLC.
Unless Monica being on here is just used for promotional material because DDLC the game is canon to this world, and they just used her image because they had Literature Club at school, and they thought, hey, we're gonna get some of the
Bring in some of the gamers
involved as well. Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get gamers.
Also, I love the tag the tagline in this. It says, "Aha, get it? Because it has club in the net." Yeah, I think I'm lame. You almost rhymed there, Rosie. That was there you go. And as for the rest of it, we have Milk Before Cereal Club, which
that must have been written during poetry time.
Yeah, except for it doesn't even. Yeah, it was written in the Literature Club itself, and then uses promotional material from all the other clubs. Yeah, I know.
I think we have like Homework Club, we have Chess Club. I think there's Theater Club behind them, like the
yeah, we have like people with speech bubbles. We have speech bubbles, so that could be like public.
I think there's like Social Club or something. I think it's like probably Debate Club actually. That makes sense.
Yeah, say every club is the point of every club is to be social, but sure, okay.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Now I need the school to start advertising Project Libitina somewhere.
Who's that? What's that?
That's another Dan Salvato project, I believe.
I don't know who that is, but yes.
Yeah, it's Dan Salvato is the creator of DDLC, but Project Libitina is a weird thing that's implied in the game, but you only really get the name and a lot more of the details through like digging through files and stuff. And people speculate that it's and people speculate, including game theory, right? Or at the time, Matt.
Yeah, there's meant to be a game.
That there's meant to be a game spinoff. Yes. However, nothing's been announced, and it's been a long time since. So I wonder if it's
one of the clues Well, the clues contain the word 2018 in it, and we all know how that went.
Well, yeah, didn't it say 2018 a lot? Like 2018, 2018, 2018. You know, emphasizing.
Right. I don't. Well, I mean that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in Project Libitina. I wish we got more about it, but I don't know.
All right then.
Jake.
Oh, I think that was that one quote unquote scary girl from episode 1.
No.
Also like the shadow work in here actually.
Oh, hi.
Oh, it was theater club.
Look what I got.
Whoa, no way. How'd you get these two so fast?
Ain't that hard to convince my dad. Now we can have that battle we agreed on. Wanna hang with us after school?
Can I really?
God, I love
Well,
it.
yeah,
Okay,
I
so-
asked you.
The voice acting direction, I don't know if this is on purpose or not. So the way he's speaking really sells him as like classic like villainess role, right? Where
Villainess. You mean villain? Villainess. I'm pretty sure it's a female villain.
villain-esque.
Oh, villain-esque.
But
Villain-esque.
I like the slight graveliness, the quietness. It feels like it should be very intimidating, but then seeing him pull out a switch and goes, now we get to play that battle that we've been wanting. It's like, man, this is the goofiest thing in the world.
I just think that's Drew's voice actor trying to sound younger, just a little bit younger from.
Well, yes, but also still being characterized as Drew, because Drew, up until this point, he has been. He's not been a villain, but he's been an antagonist and
Antagonistic.
So he's been antagonistic to the music club, including Jake at certain points, even though they are friends. And this is kind of the origin of that, supposedly.
Origin of their friendship, which present day is not going very good, but flashback.
Yeah. Plus, Jacob, Jacob's strangely relatable to me. Plus, minus the joining clubs bit. My school never really had clubs. Yeah.
I joined a few clubs, but I didn't join any real clubs in like high school besides like theater club 1 year. But theater sucked at the school I transferred to after the lines changed. So it's like,
my high school never had clubs, and my second middle school didn't have clubs. But my first middle school, I remember had quite a few. I had joined the TTRPG club. Funny enough, that was actually my first personal exposure to TTRPGs. It was the Pathfinder system.
Okay. Yeah, I did mention before that in the previous episode that Jake actually one aspect of Jake is very relatable to me, which is the aspect of being stuck between two friend groups. Because friend group. I mentioned a bit in this in a previous stream, but when I was in the equivalent of 3rd grade, my two best friends hate each other's guts. Couldn't understand why I would hang with one of them the other. They would actually try to fight for my attention, etc., etc. I think at one point they did the cliche pulling on my arms. I'm misremembering that birthday party. But
that didn't really happen. That's just Jacob's inner storyteller starting to overtake his memories. He's like, okay, how do I write the scene?
I do at one point want to make a story where the main character has two best friends that hate each other. I haven't got around to that yet. So that might manifest at some point. But anyway, whether or not that part happened or not, the rest did. And so I can understand that completely. And that's what I'm kind of just how this episode will deal with all of that, because it was built up in the last one. And I think this one's exclusively going to be like that, because even though we should be getting to the competition right now, it seems like rosyclozy wants to focus on that, or I thought it was going to be tied into the competition itself, but we'll see.
Didn't I?
Hey, man! Who's your friend?
This is Jake. You actually showed normal interest in my Gacha switch, while you two...
My Gacha switch. Okay. Alright.
Battling on about weird 2D girl games.
Huh, shows what you know. They're called visual novels, actually.
Oh god, the creator really had Doki Doki Literature Club on the mind. First the Monica poster, now they're actually talking about the concept of visual novels. I guess
I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't help that one of them is staring right at us.
I don't know. Rosyclozy kind of strikes me as the type of person who would play visual novels casually, in her spare time. I've got nothing to back that up with. It's just kind of short.
His visual novels are not some cult medium, man. They're so popular.
Yeah, which is why it's not out of the question.
I like how Aidan's immediate thought is, oh, it's like Shorty, not like, oh, it's like a gigantic genre in the gaming space.
We almost have the whole butter bunch here, and I have to at least mention Shorty, so that way, I don't know, maybe Shorty's here in spirit then.
How rich is Drew or his dad if they can give great because Jacob Switch movie just came out? Well, actually, I think the Switch came out in 2017, as did DDLC. So actually, that's that might be subtle hints as to what year we're supposed to be in. We'll see if rosyclozy slang becomes even more dated than it already is.
Yeah, Switch
deliberately
was,
so.
Yeah, Switch was March 3rd, 2017.
Perfect.
I can't wait to buy a Switch too. I'm so excited for it.
Chat, I have to ruin something for you. Oh no, is this video set in 2018? I'm kidding.
Oh my god, the video is set in 20.
Yeah, she went out of her way to add a
30.
plot hole.
No, it'd be probably if it was 2016, actually. Then it would be a problem.
I'm Liam, and that's Henry. He likes anime dating games.
I like other stuff too. Don't make me sound weird.
Oh, no.
It's very interesting how they're all making each other sound weird, but yet they're gonna like belittle others for their interests. I think that's what we're kind of hinting at here. They all have insecurities, and they band together, and instead of being constructive with them, they project that on others, and that's kind of why that group stayed together.
No, that's cool. I love anime.
The video is on top of the region backgrounds now in front of the VC. No, yeah, that's a new formation. This is the Normally, we make it look like this, but because
I like it like this.
I really don't like that it overlaps.
I like it. I actually like the fact it overlaps. I think it adds a layer of uniqueness to the format.
It gives me the same feeling as my food touching.
Ew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is specific to you because, like, yeah,
I hate my food touching.
Not everyone's uncomfortable with food with different foods touching.
Okay, well, fellow autists in chat. Okay, you feel me. You feel me.
Exactly.
No, I understand why you're saying that. It's just again that comes down to personal preference. Like my brother is neurotypical, and he also does not like his food touching. Well.
You say he's neurotypical. I know you're the truth,
okay,
bro.
sure. I do have some exceptions.
What do you mean you know the truth? I'm aware of his medical history.
Yeah, I'm well aware of his medical history. What do you think I do when I stalk him?
I do.
I post about that.
I know.
I do have some exceptions. My food should never touch unless it is a food that is designed to touch, right? So, like
grated cheese, for example. You're better on stuff.
Or like spaghetti and meatballs, right? Both of which, two different materials, could work completely well as their own meal if you did something else with them. But it's spaghetti and meatballs; they're meant to be together.
I myself have had spaghetti many times without meatballs. Dare I say every time?
You and your vegetarian ways.
I have had vegetarian meatballs though.
Oh, sure. How are vegetarian meatballs? Are they actually good?
I don't have a point of comparison, but
are they good to you? Like, do they taste
good to me? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I like to eat meatballs on my own. Just eat them on their own. They're really good. But I always use pizza sauce because whenever I do like actual like pasta sauce, like that kind of stuff, like spaghetti sauce, the like stuff. There's like little chunks of like tomato in it, and like I get really self-conscious about that, and then I can't enjoy eating them. So I get in pizza sauce is pureed to the point where they're no chunks. So I just do pizza sauce. It's amazing.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, you were pleased to know Spain has an abundance of that.
Yeah.
Both versions actually. They're like what they call fried tomato, which is
also
to foreigners.
I do like this trio. Drew, Liam, and Henry is quite funny because Drew and Henry are both very tied together in like Mindy and the Ink Machine. So just seeing those three next to each other is very funny for me.
Okay, I mean maybe that's where she got the names from.
Maybe. I don't know if she's like a fan of like indie horror or indie projects in general. I don't know if she's like super into them constantly. Like I know
We don't know. We're speculating a lot on rosyclozy's hobbies outside of Gacha.
We don't
It's
know if she likes
visual novel. Does she like gaming? Like,
yeah, we
what
don't
is
know if she
happening
likes.
today?
We don't know if she likes indie projects. We just know she likes DDLC.
I mean, yeah.
Aidan.
Also to reference something, you don't necessarily need to like it or be a huge fan of it. Like, I mean,
And you can have exceptions to stuff and be like, oh,
Yeah.
I like this thing, but not, the rest of the genre necessarily.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
Vaughn, I like Badum. I am
It's
more
like
than
it's
just
like how
FNAF.
KW hates horror but likes FNAF. So, that kind of thing.
I love horror. I just can't handle it. I just can't handle it very well. Every time I like start watching a scary thing, I end up having a hard time going to bed. It's great.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
Vaughn,
you're just giving
you
yourself
wanna
exposure therapy.
look, Vaughn, read House of Leaves. We can talk for hours.
All right. Okay. Back to the introductions.
It's also a horror book, so if you like
We're
horror in
best friends
general.
now, and you're coming to my house to watch MHM with us every Saturday.
Yikes. You
I love
really
that
are a
face.
weeaboo.
Huh. I'm surprised you know that term, Drew. You're not as uncultured as I thought.
Don't worry.
Oh wait, faceless person.
Where?
A few seconds ago, they just walked. They were like right in front of the screen for a second there.
I can
They even had a hat that said background character.
Oh, see, it's purpose.
I forgot about the the bingo entirely, so I'm looking for that now. I'm not gonna put it on screen.
Also, Bon, the answer to if I like Little Nightmares, yesn't. I used to be into it. I do own the first game. I don't know if I own the second game. I know I own one of them. Whatever. I've played them. But I'm not like a huge fan of them. I'd have to replay them. I don't really know too much about the story anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Little Nightmare 2 is like a prequel because like the yellow raincoat girl or guy.
Well, then maybe I have that one. I don't know. I probably looked into that before I got it, anyways.
All right. By the way, yeah. Gosuke saying it's ready for me to like Drew, Liam, and Henry's character because of my history with bullying. With the besides bullies or just jerks. Well, your personal history with bullying might suggest otherwise, but your creative history with bullying actually kind of aligns a bit because you also made a trio. You also made a trio of bullies at one point, and then proceed to immensely.
I got a question though.
Outside of the confines of the show itself. So actually, that might be just an interest for you, maybe because you write what you know.
I have a question. One thing I've been wondering though is how come like when bullies are involved, they always come in a trio?
I mean, main characters themselves often come in a trio.
Well, let me ask you this, Aidan. When you went to school, were the bullies the popular kids or not?
I don't think I ever got full-on bullied, at least to my knowledge.
No, but you would have still been aware
of them.
No,
were the people at school who were bullies not necessarily to you the popular kids or not? What I think BB's trying to get at is that there wouldn't be like a huge multitude of them necessarily, although in the case of my secondary school, unfortunately, they were. Nor would they just be one isolated person. It actually it gives them a bit of credence to have, a support group behind them, but also not be like, encapsulate the vast majority of the school because that just becomes impossible to write. That's why.
In this case, I'm more or less highlighting the idea of very specifically 3.
Sure.
It's not 4. It's not 2. It's it's not
satisfying about 3 in writing in general. That's why there's like the rule of 3 for literature. It applies to main characters too. Actually, you think about like how many trios there are in a lot of fiction that are the protagonists as well.
Well, I mean, we as humans, I think, just naturally go towards specific numbers, right? We just see a number and we associate with a pattern, right?
3.
Right, Jacob, right, rule of 3s, right, storytelling, 3-act structure, whatever, right? But then you go deeper into religion and mythology, which I brought this point up before, but, Greek mythology, 3s, but then you have Norse mythology, which isn't 3, but they really like the number 9.
Which is a multiple 3. Thrice to thine and thrice to mine and thrice again to make up 9.
I get that reference.
That's from Macbeth, not Norse mythology, but same idea. 3 witches that say that. So
yeah. Associated with Greek mythology. is what Macbeth is.
And Roman,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Greco-Roman is, I guess, would be the actual term for that. But
Yeah.
no. So I mean, yeah, having a group of bullies makes sense. Having 3 probably just goes down to the fact of 3 seems like the right number of pattern, right? Plus, when you think about like how much you want, and you're like, okay, we can't write or we can't include or whatever plethora of reasons you can have for not wanting to have an army of people on screen, right?
Yeah.
You have that, and then it's also like, but we can't have too few because then they're too lonely or whatever. Because a lot of
I
bullies
went over
really
this
are.
before. I literally said this before.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of bullies are in like big old posses, right? So it's like, well, what is the best middle ground?
Yeah. But yeah, like there's specifically 3 in Minnesota Society, but yeah, having like a handful, just like
I hate this. Look at so you have Ghost Kitty's message up here. Look what happens when I mute.
what happens when you mute. Why would I be able to see what
don't
happens
see
when you
anything.
mute?
Oh, can you not see that? Oh, I hate it. This is a
Why would
personal
I
form
be
of
able to
suffering.
see what happens when you mute?
Because I can see it. When you mute, you see like a mute sign on your icon. And for me, it's on top of Ghosty's message.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, because that's where your camera's positioned. You know what?
All right.
Fixed. Okay, so okay, would they be classified as bullies or just jerks? Well, I mean, it depends who you ask. A lot of the time, people would describe them as jerks, but they do technically bully people. So so I say both. I guess. Yeah, at your discretion.
We'll educate you on what you've been missing out on.
Yeah, I think I'm
Okay, this is an evolution on the Haley flashback from last episode, where they all just where suddenly everyone became like their eyes shrank down and so they started staring at her like, yes, hello, Haley, it is me, your mental illness, like that.
Hello, hello. This is me. Oh my god.
Yeah, they did that. In this case, now we're just adding a little bit of glitching,
Also, KW, I too have been in that situation where a friend becomes a bully. Yeah. Back whenever high school first started, I found that a lot of the men I knew, in particular the men for some reason, everyone changed, but a lot of the men I knew got significantly worse, and I don't know what happened. It was like a flip switch the second they entered freshman year. So I kind of stopped hanging out around them.
Yeah, I mean, I've had both situations. I've had a bully become a friend, and I've also had a friend become a bully, and then also a friend again after that.
See, I've tried doing the former. This was back whenever I had hope in humanity.
You tried doing the former. It's like, I'm gonna go out my way to befriend somebody who does not like me.
Yes. So it was back in like first grade or something, right? Little BB had hope in humanity, thought, if you're just nice to the bully and treat them how you want to be treated, then surely they'll be nice to you. The guy used me for like 3 months. I kicked him in the balls at the end of the year, and I got so much more satisfaction than I ever did out of trying to be his friend.
I have heard this story before. Are we counting physical bullying or emotional bullying? Well, you've hit it on the nail there. Physical bullying or emotional bullying, they both count as bullying. Therefore, the characters themselves would, if what they've done as the season has as the series has transpired has been exclusively emotional, but that still counts. If anything, the only physical bully I think we've encountered is probably Millie, actually, in a bizarre twist of fate.
I mean, technically, some bullies have threw books at Jake in the flashback, which I guess is physical bullying.
I mean, the flashback that we're witnessing right now.
No, other flashbacks, previous episodes.
Okay.
Hey, Drew.
Oh, sup?
How's your classes? Teachers seem like pushovers here, if you ask me.
Yeah, too right. High school's gonna be a breeze, even with all my honors classes.
Still can't believe you're actually taking those.
Well, unlike you, I have a brain.
Jake? What the hell are you doing here? Shouldn't you be hanging out with weirdos or like being a loner somewhere?
I mean, technically, he's doing one of those things.
Harsh dude. You know him?
Why would he? You school with us, so shove off.
Whatever then.
Well, we're gonna play soccer with a bunch of others. You wanna come with?
Nah, maybe next time.
Alright, see ya.
What's with that guy?
He doesn't like me very much. We went to middle school together.
Well, you can forget about middle school. We're freshmen now.
Also,
so it's a
by
new
the way,
start.
this is just an annoyance of mine.
That's not how that works, by the way.
No, Drew's hoodie sleeves are a different color than his actual hoodie
Oh dear.
and his hood.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's the
See
Kylie
Liam
problem
in
all
the-
over again for that one Kylie design where the sleeves are the wrong shade of blue.
I see
Right.
that trope pretty commonly where they're like, "Oh yeah, this is a fresh start." That's not how that works in the real world. I'm just saying the
great
past is
visual,
a
Well, obviously,
is-
okay, BB. Obviously, we know that these four have recently just become freshmen. They don't know that yet. They're going to find out.
I guess I don't know. I just see in a lot of things. And it's like
They're babies, okay? They're little babies.
But what I see more of is people starting off by thinking that and then immediately having reality, come to bite them.
We love
Cringy
reality.
scene phase.
doing.
Gut, shut it!
I have pictures too.
No, don't you freaking
See, okay, look at it.
You can
look,
chill with
look,
us from.
Look at Drew's sleeves compared to
Yes,
his.
we believed you, but yes, now we
Yeah.
see it. You're right.
They're
No.
horrible.
Oh, come
Mm-hmm. You never seen hoodies of different colors than the base? Just wondering. No, actually, I haven't. Well, I mean, I guess my Zane hoodie has different patterns, but the patterns are also on the base, so that doesn't really count.
on, they're gold. And besides, you have all those lettuce chan cosplays
Oh, I wonder if he likes her. Ooh.
of me.
Nice and cliche.
And besides,
I mean, timeline-wise, I'm surprised this isn't Daisy. Episode release-wise, I'm not surprised in the slightest this isn't Daisy.
you don't want to
You
get lugged in
like
with
those
freaks
cosplay
like
photos,
them, right?
And I hate those cringy
Yeah,
photos of me.
right.
No girl would ever look at me the same.
I also love how the VAs, like, they either have the tangents written out for them or they're just allowed to improvise and it ends up working out. One way or the other, I'm always happy when that happens. I guess to bring up Aphmau again, another great example of that. Gareth and Lawrence, especially back in the day, were extremely good at this. Like, go back and watch season 1 again if people haven't seen that in a while, and just like some of the stuff that Gareth and Lawrence says when they don't have a script is phenomenal. Because they're still in character too.
Relax. It's not like I'm gonna show anyone else. Besides, you don't look that bad.
I would have said I do say I should have. We probably would have faded that out a little bit sooner, because we are moving on.
Okay. Pause here. So there's a few commentary I have. So
What before we start?
A few
yeah,
commentary.
no. Okay.
Those are crazy.
No, this is
Sorry,
important.
no, I'm sorry. I was checking to see if I had a keyboard
Ah.
shortcut because it's getting weird, getting difficult to pause. Okay,
So
go on.
right now he's singing "Loved by Your Love," which is I'm pretty sure one of the few original songs that rozyclosy taught to rival in.
I actually recognize this song
Whatever.
because I've heard this like separately. In fact,
So-
you sung it before.
No, and there's two versions of this music video. The version in this episode and the original she made when she first started animating. Which I don't know why she reanimated the whole thing because it looks slightly better in this version. But God,
It's
the
not
original
that.
still looks decent. So she literally reanimated like a whole 2.5 minute long song.
I think you answered your own question there. Although, with that being said,
I
if
said
that's the
slightly better. I didn't say like huge improvement. I mean, it's like
Well, okay. how
an
many
improvement,
things
not
on-
not crazy improvement. Just the fact that it's technically better, but
Well, yeah, but also they're the artist. It was the end of the world that thing still existed in the canonicity for them.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like rosyclozy animates these episodes, and it's like, dang girl, you put so much time and stuff. And it's like you reanimated a whole song.
I guess that might explain a little bit of why she felt she couldn't rewrite the episode, because if this was,
I mean,
I
this
mean, at
song
least
kind
it
of
was a
feels
good thing to
tacked
see.
on in the episode. Like, this song kind of just started, and this song kind of just ends. Like, the song kind of just
Well,
generally feels tacked on.
in that case, never mind. I do have a question though.
What?
With that in mind, considering that we are on Gacha review right now, should I bring up the original version and then play the new version after that to compare?
Yeah.
Or is it just
Yeah,
okay?
let's do that.
All right, fine. That might take a while. So,
I mean, we could watch this version, then watch the original and compare.
I mean,
just while you're downloading, you know.
Okay, I do have to like set up the download at the very least, so I need to like do some of that briefly. Okay, this is like the complete opposite of what I recommend, because I remember when KW started reacting to Mutant Girl, and actually started off by like played the original episode 1 all the way through, and then sped through the remake. And I was like, if you had to pick one or the other,
that seems relatively weird, but okay.
But at least you played them in order, and that was
Yeah, actually, maybe we should watch the original first. I don't know.
The remake is significantly more bearable to watch. I don't.
Of the Mutant Girl, yeah.
Yes, because now once again Aidan's gone back to talking about the Music Freaks 1, but we haven't segued that in the conversation verbally. That's
and not everything needs a segue.
No, I understand that. It just might be a little bit confusing. I don't know if that's autism related or if it's not. I can
I don't know. I don't. You think I know how to talk to people? I don't.
Who
out.
mentioned anything about talking to people, Aidan?
Communication.
Well, Aidan was Aidan was talking to me about what was happening before, like didn't clarify they were talking about the remake of Music Freaks again versus me talking
proceeds to start crying. Anxiety.
No, it's fine. It's always end up being me explaining like everything.
Jacob explains the series.
Well, Jacob is my favorite, guys, because he says this, and what I think of is Jacob, like, is the mascot of like the Lego brand, right?
Jacob, you're the mascot of Lego brand? When did this happen?
Jacob is the instruction booklet, see?
The instruction booklet is their mascot? That's a terrible mascot.
I don't know, because I think that's a part of the Lego.
Well, yeah, because there's always like a little dude who shows up on the instruction booklet.
Okay, there we go. That makes more sense than mascots, not the book itself.
Well, no, you're both.
Jacob took over
one
Legos.
and the same.
Right.
Jacob is mascot is instruction pamphlet.
I use grammar too.
See, I mean, you say that, Aidan, but what I said was actually correct grammatically, funny enough.
Listen.
Don't worry. Nothing is worse than Treat Pop's written lines. That's what I found. That's my new barometer. It's moved from Early Fallen Angels to Treat Pop's community tab.
Fair. I do like the one time Aidan tries calling out my grammars whenever it's correct.
What grammar? Your mom grammar.
You just have to say buffalo, 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 or something.
Buffalo Bill.
No, not buffalo.
No.
This wasn't meant to be a tongue twister. The buffalo thing is supposed to be because
I'm a motorboat.
Oh dang, baby, on the stream. Oh, inappropriate.
It's an actual device, an actual vehicle, Aidan.
And it makes that noise. Excuse me.
Something else makes that noise.
Okay, the video is downloaded now. Finally. Feels like an eternity, but here we are.
Oh, love's a crazy game.
It sure is.
Oh, love's a crazy game.
Okay, first change I can already see is the lighting, because I feel like there's remake Jake has a bit more sun at the moment.
Did they retake this? Whenever they did the remake, it feels like the voice is higher pitched in this one than it was.
No, it's the same song, and the same vocals. It's just different animation.
didn't ask about if it was the same song.
Yeah, so what BB is asking is the audio any different? The answer
I don't
is
think
no.
the audio is
That it takes two hearts to play, and once you both find the flame, you need more than life itself to keep burning through.
Yeah, I just found the volume tab right now, so sorry to anyone who has had to, like, you lower the volume that what you're normally used to on Restream. Not on Restream, on Gacha Review. We're on Restream. Also, thank you for the $20,
Dude,
goes
the king can get his crown back when he
rolled
stops
back the
supporting
burger.
genocide.
That feels like a very kingly thing to do.
That's so true. But we're assuming it's a French king, so he doesn't last.
I'll ask that. Okay.
And then it's over. But when I'm looking into your eyes, I see my future.
Okay, that's going to be interesting, considering that we haven't seen anything to do with Daisy in this episode so far. Interesting.
Honestly, okay, I'm gonna say this was one of the music videos that is completely non-literal. He's just singing about his feelings. This is completely
yes, but what we've seen in this episode is that his feelings for Daisy have not yet developed.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I get it's not literal, but you still have to have the idea implanted in your mind to be able to fantasize about said thing.
Hello,
well, yeah, but that was no. We just saw Flashback Jake. Flashback Jake, I don't think meant Daisy at that point, or didn't have crush on Daisy at that early point in his existence.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a quest. Can we say hello to Lainey or Liney? I think that's Lainey. Hello, Lainey.
Hello, Liney.
You're watching right now. It's like
look, if we don't know which one it is, then one of us can just pronounce it one way and the other can pronounce it the other, and either way the pronunciation's correct one of them.
Technically, I think.
50-50.
Oh my goodness! I'm now imagining like one of those like songs was like, you know, you say Lainey, I say Liney. Anyway.
Speaking of not seeing people in an episode.
Well,
the episode just started, technically. We may be late.
Yeah, just because we talk for hours about stuff does not mean the actual runtime of the video has changed that much.
Like what? We were like 3 minutes in the video.
Right, but like we haven't seen all these characters in like the flashback episode.
Well,
that's because they weren't there.
In the single flashback scene, we don't see every character in the show in a flashback. Dude, that's not how this works.
Man, draw me up and quarter me, my goodness.
Oh my god, guys. In Fallen Angels, I had a flashback to Alana walking in on Tommy being dead. Where was Adam at? Where was Zach? Where was Helen? Where was the whole cast?
I don't get it. So that's not at all what I was talking about.
Why isn't the whole cast in a flashback scene? That's like a minute or two.
Who said that the whole cast had to be there?
Yeah, you were like,
well, you implied it just now.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, what did you?
Well, you implied the main cast had to be there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. We have all of these characters that we can clearly see, and we have not seen them in the flashback episode. So whenever they were in the flashback episode,
BB, what you're saying flashback episode as if that was a separate episode. Yeah,
no.
What I've done now is I've changed the video. We haven't finished that previous video.
That
was one scene. The rest of the episode will still continue.
Yeah, I know. Which means when we go back to the flashback episode and we see all this, it's gonna be weird.
It's not a flashback episode. It's a flashback scene in the episode.
Okay, so you're saying it's going to be weird going back to see. Well, actually, okay. I think I know where you're getting at because technically like what Aidan said is that it seems like this is not flashback Jake singing the song. This is like current.
No, this is clearly present day Jake based off his outfit and hair. That's literally what present day Jake looks like.
Exactly. So based on that, what BB is saying is that, you know, transitioning from the flashback to current Jake, well, it's going to seem weird because current Jake is thinking about other stuff that are not directly connected to the flashback.
Then
that's what she's getting at.
Then that goes to the comment I said before with the music video in the actual episode. felt like it kind of just roughly transitioned into the song, and the song felt tacked on. That's why I said that, because it kind of just cut to the present day with him.
I mean,
singing the
yes,
song
that can be the case.
prompting.
However, because we didn't have the context for that, BB had nothing to back that up. So
BB saw that. What do you mean? BB saw the transition between the flashback and the
not
song.
when
Was
you
that a
mentioned the song was tacked on.
I don't know if it was a transition, I would call that.
Oh my god, Millie traumatizing him.
I mean, that does seem like Millie to me. Again, the only physical bully in the series.
She's not even touching the keys. She's just kind of hovering her hands.
From the left.
It seems very interesting that in the last episode we literally had like one of Jake's friends just like smashing the keys on the keyboard, and yet Millie seemed to be doing exactly the same thing.
No, I think Xander's about to come in like yell at her. Yep, there's Xander.
Okay, all right then.
Valid. Do not play with musical equipment. It's not a toy. It's actually very dangerous to play with.
Just how far I've fallen.
I mean, yes, play the equipment, but don't play with it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't know
play
how
around on
great that
it, like,
sentence
as a
works
joke.
out when you have play as the adjective.
Don't toy with the equipment.
Yeah.
It's fragile.
And if you wanna know the truth,
Oh yeah, that's why I have to be reality. The desk is different. This is not the desk in the music.
Oh my god, so different.
It had to be remade.
Even though this song is completely metaphorical, so it doesn't even need to be the same. But you know, sure. I found this so like I know technically the quality is higher in the episode, and the music video would be a slight downgrade in quality. That being said, it's not that much of a downgrade in quality. It's not like, oh my god, the quality stepped down massively. No, it's like the quality had a single step down, and it's not as good like lighting wise. Why reanimated
this would be a great point to bring up after we've seen both versions.
scared to open up, 'cause you're the one thing I can't lose. And I've tried
about 100 times. Oh, million.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Read.
Okay. I'm distracted by Deku wannabe, just like with his eyes just staring directly into the camera. He's like that. You know, sometimes there'll be TV extras or like movie extras who will either like not have like proper techniques, or they'll look down the camera, or they'll draw it themselves in some way where they're not supposed to. That's what's going on right here. And yes, I'm calling myself that because I actually once was a TV extra.
Jacob has fame.
It's not even on my IMDb, I don't think.
I wanna be loved with your love, your love, your love. I wanna be touched by your touch.
I love the idea of him falling from like goodness knows like what height, and just like reminiscing about this, like when he's reached terminal velocity, just not caring at all.
Your touch. I've been searching for my forever. Now
my forever. He wants to be in the music club forever, literally. I guess, you know.
That does kind of make sense. Because that is the decision he's got to make, whether or not he's going to stay in the club after the competition.
Forever?
Or not. Well, I mean, as long as until he graduates, obviously.
Okay,
I think we're gonna get some credits or something.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm Orc North. And
Yeah,
I'm here with...
we're gonna get some credits. All right. sorry to go, not to give this other spotlight, but yeah, we need to move on. we need to watch the same thing again.
Hi, Raya.
What?
Someone new entered the chat.
Yeah, someone reacting to TMF. Yes, indeed.
Yes, we are reacting and reviewing.
In between multiple tangents, but we do on occasion get back to the point.
What do you mean?
Much like House Elite.
Oh yes, Okay, guys, today we'll be talking about House of Leaves. You know, it's very important that we talk about it on stream because, like, you know, it's so
look,
important.
the video's back.
Oh, look, it's the flashback scene.
See, it's relevant because they go into lots of tangents that are connected, but also vaguely. So you have to think.
You can play it from here.
You know, we're okay. All right, fair enough. Yes, we got. Yeah. This is the opening, isn't it? This is like Jacob with.
Yeah, but you're gonna miss a few. You're gonna miss like for the first few like sentences.
Oh no, not the first few sentences.
Seriously, just go back. Go back to Haley.
Okay, I went. Oh, I tried to go back 7 seconds and I went back 1 instead. There we go. Okay.
See, there it is. Now we're transitioning back to this.
Oh, love's a crazy game. All we know is that it takes 2 hearts to play, and once you both find the flame.
Hey, is the audio? Did you change the audio between the original and this version? Are they the same points?
No, I just didn't lower the volume this time.
Okay, because I was like, did they up the volume on this more?
BB, you literally brought this up like when we switched to the original version as well. Okay, here we go.
Did I?
Load the volume again.
Life itself to keep burning through the waves.
Oh, also, I'm gonna put lyrics don't match on here as well because we're talking about 2 hearts to find a flame, and yet the song seems to be about like.
Also, we're talking
belonging to a club, which is more than 2 hearts. So yeah, I'm
a lot of the lyrics tend to lean more into romance from a lot of lyrics, and the implications in the lyrics lean more to a romantic thing rather than a sense of belonging,
which is somewhat bizarre because if you said that this was a song that was commissioned for this show specifically, one of the only times that's happened, and yet even despite that, it still doesn't match. How is that possible?
I'm not Rosie. I don't make these decisions.
No, I understand. I'm not having a go at you. I'm having a go.
I know. If I did, I mean, honestly, like when I don't know, like I actually could compare from my series, in Fallen Angels, when I have Jacob help me make a song for it. The lyrics somewhat are very relevant to it, even though it's a music number in universe. It still is very relevant. The few times I actually have had music numbers.
Exactly. Yeah, I think.
The only time the lyrics don't match and aren't meant to be like have some sort of meaning to the show is that time they went to a Tristan Eagle concert. But that was literally just because it's a concert. Like, what? I'm gonna have it match up with some theme in the episode? No, that'd be kind of weird. Tristan Eagle knew especially that group was gonna be there for the concert.
Yeah. So for the 2 songs in Fallen Angels that I wrote, I made sure that they related to at least the episode that they were a part of. Like, Give It a Shot is sung pretty much all for Raphael, who they meet in that episode, the angel who forgot. The Wings one is sort of is a bit more general to Adam's journey throughout the series and what he's like trying to say to himself and also to the rest of the entire universe, essentially. So that's what I mean. But in this case, yeah, I think the idea is that they're meant to be that they're meant to be like vague so that they can actually be used in other contexts as well, outside of their confines. Because that's one thing that musicals can run into sometimes, is that the songs can only exist inside of their own context. And I can somewhat see that, but also, again, having done 2 of those myself, I kind of feel like there's sort of a middle ground, because I mean, clearly, people keep on mentioning Wings every single time.
Wings.
Yeah, when we bring up like original Fallen Angels songs, so clearly they can exist on their own, but also within the confines of the musical and have it make sense. There's like a balance to be had there.
I think specifically, Give It a Shot and Wings both are vague enough to work on their own, but
Wings got gamified.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, are specific enough to a situation where when listening to it and seeing the actual video, you could easily relate to what's going on in the plot.
Yeah, it is possible to miss that kind of thing. But again, if you're someone like me who focuses on lyrics a lot in songs, then that stuff stands out.
Yeah, but Wings
like a man trying to crawl into a person's bed.
Sure, but I think
I
the
am
only
inside
reason
your
Wings has stood
bed.
the test of time is because of
I'm
how
moving
memeified
quickly.
the delivery of Wings is.
I mean,
Listen,
okay, yeah, that did play a part in it, yes.
wings, wings.
But also, what
I
the rest
love
of what you said
Wings.
is also true. Wings is my favorite TMF song.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm gonna contact rosyclosy and be like, hey, we should include Wings somewhere. we should have.
Man, at some point,
have a
Zach
Wings.
just starts going, Wings, Wings, Wings.
Honestly, I kind of want to make a joke about it in like Fallen Angels at some point again, and be like, where it goes.
I mean, Emily did promise to make a cover, as in the process of doing so. You know,
God, when is that gonna happen? I would love a cover.
I could always make a fused version, pretend it's Jake and Haley singing it.
Oh my god, yes, I could get their character codes. It's on. Wait, the rosyclosy Discord server's closed. Darn it! I could recreate their character codes. Fine, I'll recreate their character codes. It'll be yes.
Okay, looks like people are interested in the
Jake
idea.
and Haley sing Wings.
Okay, I have to run that by Emily because obviously she's making a cover for herself. So yeah. She wants. I did suggest that she should submit that for Johnny's Eurovision, Gacha Vision contest actually. But yeah, she said that she hasn't finished that, so I guess Johnny hasn't really got a cutoff date for that, so I'm not sure if she'll make it in time, but we'll see. Up to him, really.
I mean, hey, we could always ask someone like KW as well, too, if Emily isn't up for it.
Well,
KW.
But I mean, Emma's making the cover anyway, so I'll mention it after
Also, by the way,
that's out.
KW, you're going to the basement later. I saw the chat.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone's watching the VODs, there's a message that I ignored that Aidan's acknowledging right now.
Delayed.
Yes, you're going to the basement.
A million times, but I can't seem to get it right. Get my hopes up, but it lasts one night and then it's over.
Oh yeah, well, okay, Mythical, sorry to mention this again, Mythical's a little bit different because that was written as a theme song, but which means that yes, it does still apply, but theme songs usually are also a little bit more vague on purpose. Kind of like what this song's trying to be, actually. And sometimes there's nothing to do with anything. That can happen too.
Listen, I also, by the way, KW, I love your singing and you should sing more. KW, you're amazing. Yes, sing.
Mythical needs a remake. No, no. The last one took me 20 separate audio tracks to sync up. Oh God.
Let's be mythical.
I mean, if you practice the song a bit more this time, then I'll consider like helping with the remake of that, because most likely I'll end up producing it. So it's like, oh no, the flashbacks.
Jacob's having traumatic flashbacks over there.
What is happening? We're talking about
chaos.
We're talking about mostly songs that I've written for other gacha shows.
Yeah, for our show specifically.
Yeah, well, your show and KW's in this case.
No,
well, sorry,
wait.
not your your shows.
They're
yeah.
both my
What am I talking
shows.
about?
KW hasn't run the Mrs. Dysart show. Since when is that a thing? KW, did you steal the Mrs. Dysart show when I wasn't looking?
I was thinking of Climx for some reason, even though I haven't written anything for that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have a musical episode called Climx one day, and you could write a song for it or songs for it.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Although that would probably have to be like another season or something, because we can't do it in season 2 because there isn't room in season 2. But we can find it somewhere else.
It would work as a Fallen Angels plot.
I'm gonna sort of have that eventually. I kind of have something into the plans.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the
good.
project I'm working on, like writing Fallen Angel wise, also has some few songs that I'm gonna need you to write.
Well, I mean, okay.
When I'm looking into your eyes, I see the future.
Oh God, the gacha characters with the look into their eyes is always like, that's always something else. But But hey, you know, at least we're still keeping the fact that this is talking about Daisy now, so I'm glad that wasn't, like, recontextualized.
Every time and I know it. I wanna be loved with your love, your love, your love.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit more fluid movement, especially with Millie, like, bobbing up and down with the headphones. Which, weird enough, move at a different pace to her, but, you know, still, the attempt was there. This does actually, now I realize, this kind of, like, opens up a little bit of an issue, which is the fact that we're going over Jake's backstory here, except for that is literally the series. So, as an music video, it kind of works, like, on its own, but when it's, like, in this episode, now I'm realizing that, why do we need this again?
I wanna be touched by your touch, your touch, your touch.
Okay, the touched by your touch thing with, like, you know, Luke and Xander, that actually makes a bit of sense visually, but still, as far as, like, Jake...
He wants to be touched by Xander! He was inside his bed after all!
No. What Jake wants is exactly what ironically enough, what Jake wanted in Avatar. The James Cameron Avatar specifically. He was like every single Na'vi to like reach out their hands and then like, you know, each other's shoulders, they form like an entire circle or something. Welcome into the
I thought you were talking about Avatar Last Airbender for a second. I was like, wait, there's a character named
yes,
Jake
everyone's favorite Avatar Last Airbender character, Jake.
I was like, wait, when did that happen?
Oh no, do you remember that was it was the episode Jake of the Water Tribe.
Oh my god.
I've been searching for my forever. Now I finally found the one. I wanna be loved with your...
I think that microphone is actually smaller in the remake than it is in the other version.
I mean, yeah. Tiny microphone.
Yeah.
Tiny microphone.
Also, no, not the live action. Okay, not like the Last Airbender movie live action. I'm talking about the James Cameron movie that is also called Avatar. That yes is made in live action, but has nothing to do with Avatar: The Last Airbender. But has a main character who's called Jake and who gets admitted to the Amaticaya clan via like circle huddle thing, whatever they did.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there's only 2 live action avatars. It's the blue people and then the show recently.
And there's no movie made by Shyamalan. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's just a hoax. That was a hoax on the internet.
If you want to count Way of Water separately, then 3, but otherwise, yeah, 2. Yep, that makes sense. Millie just, you know, tormenting everyone still. Oh, that's good. That's a good new reference. If anyone here has not heard Rush E before, it is one of the most complicated piano songs of all time. It was created as a meme and to be deliberately unplayable by humans. There is a playable version, and there's also several like different things. It was part of a series, actually. I think it started with Rush B, and they made it through like every like different key, actually. But because of the E meme, this is the one that got the most traction. So everyone thinks, oh yeah, Rush E, you know, this is like the complicated song. But yeah, there's several of them, and I've listened to like a few of them just casually, and yeah, they are quite something. But yeah, would recommend. Sheet Music Boss is the channel. There's no movie in Ba Sing Se. One of my university friends actually deliberately said that to me when I mentioned that I got the worst introduction to Avatar: The Last Airbender because the show wasn't dubbed in Spanish until after I'd left the country. So by that point, you know, out of luck there. I was toast. But yeah, as soon as I brought that, I was like, no, there's no movie in Ba Sing Se. It's like, well, I guess I've never heard of this franchise then. Anyway.
You know, but don't you love Ong in that movie? Ong is great.
Yeah, like weird enough, like they don't like his name pronunciation is different anyway because it was the Spanish dub, but that's actually how they say the name in the show as well. So the Spanish dub was more accurate than the English version.
Ong is the best name ever. You know, I'm so sad we never got to meet Tutu in Mai. and Mai, you know.
Oh, sorry, you mean May and
Kylie. Yeah,
Oh,
Kylie, Tutu, and then May, Mai.
It's obviously Tile, obviously.
Chile.
It has to be the same letters but pronounced differently. That's the rule.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yesterday I saw someone play Rush E before. Okay, so I did say it was made to be unplayable. Some people have managed to play certain parts of it, but like honestly, the actual original version is physically impossible because it just plays like all different keys at the exact same time. No one, even Rachmaninoff, didn't have that giant hands.
Wait, what if there were two people playing it at once? Could they play it?
That has also been attempted, but again, there's like certain parts where like there's like you have to like arpeggios in two different directions while everyone else is playing at the same time. So even then, no.
Yeah, you didn't watch someone play Rush E, you watched someone attempt to play Rush E.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think KW really wants to be let in.
Oh, you guys
Look,
remember that?
I can't help the fact that the Spanish public were not blessed with one of the best shows of all time, and the fact that Spanish TV kind of like only has dubs on it, so which I think is basically everywhere.
You guys remember that one critic of the Rush E cover that got bullied and then he immediately showed them up?
Okay, so what BB's talking about is that somebody in the comments of one person trying to play Rush E then said like, oh, if you think you can do better, then do it, and then that person went and did do it better.
Yeah, because they're like, nice attempt, but it's mediocre at best. And everyone was like, man, how about you try? And he's like, okay, and then it's way better.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Okay, right. So we've okay. I forgot. I forgotten the format's changed. So I was like, I scrolled down to try and let KW in. It's like, oh wait, no, it's on the other side this time. New restream. Anyway, and Grandma Person is here.
Do I need to give you lessons about how to not about discuss game trash?
Well, you know, do I need to give you lessons about going into the basement?
I broke out when you said something that is so disgusting.
No, KW is like Margin Boo, who got like being trapped in the room of spirit and time, just got up by screaming really loudly, and then like opened a hole in like the dimensions and escaped.
I am practically a human.
I'm
It's great because I can't. It's great because I can't even process anything KW saying.
I barely processed it.
I don't understand a word you're saying. All I heard was maiden, and then past that it was gibberish.
Do I need to give you a lesson, Nathan?
Nah, because I'm already smart enough to know that Avatar: The Last Airbender, the first live-action movie, is the best Avatar project ever.
I mean, since we like like again, it was legitimately like the only exposure that Spain got to Avatar, apart from I guess the Cartoon Network website that only like I and a couple of my friends went on, and it had games on it, and that was it.
The irony is that even whenever KW is not laughing, they still sound like a bird.
Yeah.
How can you think that abomination is the best thing in the world?
Well, you know.
When we have the Netflix adaptation.
What do you mean? There's no Netflix adaptation in Bossing Say.
We haven't got to Bossing Say yet.
Oh yeah.
There is no Bossing Say in Bossing Say.
I need to crush your skull with my earthbending skills.
Wait, like you're gonna move like a pebble like they did in the movie? I mean, that's pretty pathetic.
No, I'm going to move an actual boulder.
No. See,
they also moved an actual boulder.
It just took 6 people to do it. All marching in for watching, going.
in like
And then
5 seconds to actually reach its still target.
One person to make gestures and redirect it.
Every
What
man that
was
helped
that?
aid that boulder was an extra second of mileage it got.
Like I think that the movie was actually okay received in Spain because there was no comparison that we could make.
Okay, I don't know if that really. Yeah, it was okay received. It didn't have a competitor.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I don't know if that really counts.
I just don't understand how the man who did that movie thought. Like, he thought, oh yeah, a tiny people with 6 men, that would be so cool.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think the
that
blue
was
people
so
are pretty
cool.
awesome.
I mean, it was already messed up by the fact that the prison was not on a metal boat, so they couldn't earthbend. They literally were just demotivated. They had earth.
They were just suppressed. Like, oh, I can't go.
Exactly.
If people haven't seen the Nostalgia Critic review of the Last Airbender movie, I recommend that actually.
No.
One of my favorite Nostalgia Critic videos of all time.
I couldn't get past through it. Just how much he said that is so true and everything.
It's like having an ice cream bender at Baskin Robbins. I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? I'm an ice cream bender. I never heard of Baskin Robbins until that video, but I still found that hilarious. Like, this is clearly an ice cream bending shop. We get the joke. I understand.
Okay, let's go back to Millie going sicko mode on the little keyboard thingy.
Yeah.
Yes, I shall leave.
Yeah, I'll say this: if Millie managed to pull off playing Rush, you could enter the music competition as a soloist and probably win.
Imagine. And also, I just want to say, also, Gills Katie, don't start having leads from the vines. No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Damage.
Okay, I was gonna say this is exactly what. Yeah, I did mention. But yeah, I remember that one of my exes actually said that she left off Minecraft Diaries on the episode, like, you know, after Garth gets rescued from the Irene dimension. And absolutely nothing else happens.
No one died. No one died in an explosion.
Exactly. And it's like, it was like, well, I mean, of course, if you leave it off there, you're gonna you have like a sour taste. But you know, but and also this. I mean, never mind. That's also not the end of the episode. The end of the episode is, you know, Momo, you know, finding the hint towards, like, you know, getting Appa back. So that's your cliffhanger to continue.
But yeah, leaves from the vines though. Emotional damage.
Yeah, I watched the Netflix series with my brother, and we both seen the original show, but he doesn't remember media nearly as prominently as I do. So I heard, like, during the funeral scene, I heard like the Leaves from the Vine soundtrack playing, and I was like, "Oh, that's the thing!" And it's like, and it's like, I was like, "How much can I explain to him in like a few seconds before this like it ends?" It's like, there's an episode in the original called Tales of Basic Day, and there's something that blah blah blah. Meanwhile, like Iroh just like static there, going like. To like the single tear is going down his face, and I'm just going like, and then this happens, and
now cry.
No,
my mom recognized the song when Aang and Iroh were talking, and you just hear that da 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 da, and she's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "What? Listen!" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's
tragedy,
me with
you don't know it.
That's me listening to Star Kid. If people here haven't seen our Butter Bunch reviews of the Star Kid musicals, every time I will often pause them and be like, recognize that music track, and then have to say, like, which one it is every time.
A show-stopping number, a real showstopper.
That one did come up once, yeah. Yeah, but actually, that's also going back to Music Freaks. Actually, another reason why original musicals have an advantage over jukebox ones, because they're able to do that more easily, especially ones that will have to like source them from like one specific artist. Technically speaking, I guess, you know, rosyclosy could say to the artist like, "Hey, can I get like an instrumental, like a different arrangement of this song?" But that's a bit more complicated. It depends if that's in their, you know, in their ballpark to do, you know, whatever other projects they've got going on. So. Again, it becomes more of an issue versus like original compositions. Like, okay, you've already got this. You can call back to it whenever you want. You can do a reprise if you want, because that's another technique that you can't do in musicals like this. It'd have to be the same track again, pretty much.
Right. But
I mean,
anyways,
technically, you could try to attempt a reprise. You just like change the visuals. Like maybe the
You guys
original
say
had a completely
reprise?
different meaning with like when you watch the original music video. But then like with the new visuals, it gives like a completely new meaning to a song. Like a song that could have like technically two meanings, or the meaning changes. Like for example, say there's a show about like people falling in love. And the show starts with these two people in love. They're in a relationship. They like each other, and they have a song together, a romantic song about how in love they are. But
Pretty
then
cool,
at the end, the reprise happens because maybe throughout the musical, like they end up breaking up, and then the main characters end up finding new love, and then they end up having and then the ending has them singing the same song with someone else. Maybe you know.
Yeah.
And it's like you could technically have a reprise and just reframe that song.
It's more difficult when you can't rearrange the music to become more melancholic to support that. If we start with like a very upbeat song, then maybe not. But
I mean, you could probably slow it down. Like a lot of songs I've heard have been like slowed down just slightly, and then it sounds a bit different.
I mean, that depends, because you can sometimes get some horrifying results if you do that incorrectly.
Well, okay,
If you
you'd
do it-
only slow it down maybe like by like 0.2 or something, like something like enough where you'll notice it, but not enough where it will like change the song.
I wanna be loved with your love, your love, your love.
Oh God!
God!
Oh God! We made it horrifying.
That
I just like to
moment
remind the
Jacob
chat
becomes
that
the
I can't
Cyclops.
hear that, but everyone else can.
Oh
To
my
me,
God!
I will say though, I know for a fact what A is talking about. I think technically, Zombies did that, the Disney movies for
I
someday.
have not seen Zombies.
Ah! You know what?
It sounds like the kind of thing that they would do. I mean, if anything, Disney's been making musicals for 100 years, animated or otherwise.
You know what? To be honest, if you think Descendants is cringe, you're probably going to think Zombies is
Oh
way
no,
worse.
Zombies is way worse than Descendants, but Descendants is still cringe.
I haven't seen it, but Zombies is way worse.
No, Zombies is way better.
No, I've seen I've seen clips of Zombies, and I've seen stuff
I don't know
from
if clips
Zombies.
are enough to say like make it.
It's literally cringe. Like they try to do like a racism allegory with
That's the
zombies,
entire movie.
with zombies versus humans, and like that whole premise I just hate, because it's like, what are we comparing like the core concept of segregation? Like, because like there's nothing dangerous.
I don't know.
About,
I compared
about different races.
I compared
but
a dragon tail to body issues. So
yeah,
I mean,
but there's a difference between comparing a dangerous magical creature.
I would
to
argue
a
that
race
tail's
of people
quite
who
dangerous.
isn't to a race of people who are just who you know
are
who-
perceived as dangerous. I think the idea was that they're no longer
Aidan-
dangerous, but they're perceived to be so.
like you could
And
get way
that's,
more you get way
residual
more
fear.
valid arguments for zombie segregation than other things, like clear than actual segregation, basically. If that makes sense. You could actually come up with valid arguments for zombie segregation. You can't come up with valid arguments that don't just make you come off as a huge racist.
The zombies were like eat brains and stuff like that. So for
That's
me,
what Aidan's saying.
yes.
So
Yeah,
that's the problem, that they'd have like an element of actual danger that they could fall back
Yeah,
into.
I mean, technically their devices stop them from killing people, but if their devices go offline, which happens during the movie, they can actually kill people.
I feel
from just
like
being
you
themselves.
need to watch the whole entire movie before you say, "Oh yeah, it's way worse than Descendants," because only you've seen clips of it. Okay, here's the reason why I say that, because I saw clips of it at first too, and I thought like, why? But then after watching the movie, I was like, oh, okay, I actually understand the full story, and actually really enjoy it. And actually enjoy it more than Descendants. So.
Also, a major problem with zombies is the fact that like the main girl character in the movies has like a white streak of hair, which makes her different than everyone else, and that's her whole allegory thing. You know,
that's because she's oh my god.
No, but I'm highlighting this. In the first zombie movie is all about where she belongs, and I think she questions if she's a zombie. And the second movie,
she doesn't question she's a zombie.
This sounds like my OC Dewdrop Starshine.
No,
one
but
with two different colored
no,
eyes.
but you know,
right
it gets
here.
worse in the second movie because in the
Hello,
second movie,
Starshine.
she starts to question if she's a werewolf when the werewolf get introduced. And then in the third movie, she questions if she's alien because
she doesn't! Oh my god, you're missing the whole entire point of the movie!
That's literally the point. She joins the werewolves because she's allegedly their
I
secret
love that
alpha.
Aidan is arguing what he thinks the point of the movie is to
Based
someone
on
who
clips,
actually
yeah.
saw the movie.
That's literally her arc. What
No,
are you saying?
it's not!
Okay, what's her arc?
No, it's not! In the first movie, she didn't feel like she didn't belong because people like perfection. And hence why she has to hire white hair. She did question herself.
Kind
that
of like
she was
Isabel from
involved in.
Encanto, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly! Literally that. In the second movie, when the wolves saw her having the white hair, they're like, oh, she must be the wolf goddess or whatever that will lead us to the
wolf
moonstone.
goddess. With one
Yes.
streak as she's a goddess.
And then what happens in the third movie?
She wants to help the aliens and the zombies and the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't question herself that she's an alien until she learns about her grandmother.
Yeah, see? So in a lot of the movies, she ends up
But that's
questioning...
not related to her hair in this case, is it?
Yeah, but she ends up... But a lot of
She
the
doesn't
time...
question herself!
Entire argument just now.
herself!
The fact that she's going through constant identity crises or constant potential
doesn't.
revelations
Oh
about
my
herself.
God.
I mean, that's
Oh
just
my
being a
God.
teenager, to be perfectly honest.
It's just
Oh my-
kind of stupid that they do it at least twice in a row, technically.
No, it's not Aidan. No. During the second movie, she doesn't question about whether or not she's a wolf until they gave her the crystal saying, yeah, you might be a wolf.
So they do say she's a potential wolf. You're literally saying they don't do that. They literally do that in the movie. Well, that's not the main point, okay, but they still do it. That still happens. That's still a major plot point. And it's
then
still
the
a
third
major...
one, she doesn't question herself that if she's an alien or not.
She's
When
potentially an alien in that movie, she finds out.
She learns that she's an alien when she talks to him about her grandmother. They never said, oh, you might be an alien. No, she was helping with the aliens, and then she got a message from her grandmother, and she's like, wait a minute, does that mean I'm an alien? And she went to go see her mother, and she's like, yes, you are half human, half alien.
I'm just imagining this this call from her grandmother. It's like, "Hello, sweetie. Did I mention to you before you're an alien? Okay, bye."
So again, Aidan, I'm sorry, Aidan, but you are actually wrong. She does not question the whole entire time in those movies until something else happens.
Yeah, I think what Aidan's saying is the fact that like thematically that comes up for her character several times. Not like all the time, all the way through necessarily, but it does repeat itself. I will say again, being a teenager, you know, that's all about like you question yourself.
I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that aspect of her character twice in two movies because there is going to be Zombies 4. So if you were to not do it in Zombies 3,
what are they going to put in there? Like extra dimensions or something? Oh, okay.
They're going to vampire, which I'm honestly surprised they didn't go to vampires first.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Like vampires, honestly, I thought would be like the first thing they jump to instead of werewolves because
Really?
you know,
I'm waiting for Zombies 5 when they introduce mermaids.
But yeah, no, again, like
did
just the discrimination angle in Zombies just isn't well executed. Again, because zombies can be dangerous, and werewolves literally attack the town in like the second movie at one point.
No, so they did not take the town! Oh my god!
Well, they intimidated people. I'm pretty sure they literally walked in and threatened people to join the school.
I'm gonna make a suggestion right now to watch the movies.
Trust me.
Oh my god, Aidan!
Why?
I don't. In this specific situation, I do not.
School.
Yeah,
Aidan decided to join the school to find the moonstone and the girl. They didn't attack people.
Whatever. Let's move on, please.
Why would we trust you over the person who's seen the movie?
Oh my goodness.
And yes, technically towards like in the movie they went to like the place where they're going to destroy the building or whatever, but they didn't like go after them or anything. They're like, hey, do not destroy this building because there's a moonstone here. They didn't attack the people. The people attacked them.
We need that to evolve Clefairy.
Aidan, please just
crossover.
watch the
Next
gosh
crossover is
dang
Pokemon.
movies.
Disney makes that
Please.
licensing happen.
Please
Oh,
watch
dear.
the movies, please. Oh, I should go.
Dropped Rushy. Now he's just being worse.
Alright, anyways, I'm gonna go so I don't break Jacob's rules.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I mean, it's a
Thank
bit
you for
late already,
briefly-
but
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you for. I was gonna say briefly joining us, but yeah, not really. Thank you for joining us.
the damage has been done.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Just how far I've fallen to get to you.
I guess another thing about like him falling from the sky is that he just decides to start singing like halfway down, right? So about to like make impact.
And if you wanna know the truth,
Okay, that's interesting. The way that you get the skyline being the intersection this time rather than just like a regular line. I don't know if that was like a thing in the other version. I'm not going to go back and check now. I've completely forgotten now. My brain is too full of other excess details I did not need.
I've been scared to open up, cause you're the one thing I can't lose. And I've tried back.
Stephanie Downing says, can you say hi to me? No. I'm kidding. Hi, Stephanie.
Yeah, no need to feel too down on yourself, am I right?
Wow. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we get Haley's eyes instead. I guess that's the different difference between like the two different verses, because like early Jake looking into Daisy's eyes, and now later Jake, okay. And I think he's been reflected a little bit as well. Let me just zoom in to find out. Yep, he's reflected in her eyes. I think that might be a detail we were missing last time.
I see my future, my paradise. Something hits me every time, and I know it. I wanna be loved with your love, your love, your love. I wanna be touched by your touch, your touch, your touch. I've been searching for my forever. Now I finally found the one. I wanna be loved with your love, your love, your love, your love.
His mouth shape looks very different. Only you, eh? Is that right? I don't think it is, based on the visuals of this music video. Oh, I guess here he remains.
Ah,
That was
from
up here was
Marvel.
when it all started. But this time, no Daisy. She's probably too busy with head girl stuff.
Why, hello there, Mr.
I like the
Sim.
directorial decision to have him walk for a fairly long amount of time, and there's no sound except for the subtle noise of like the footsteps.
And the soundtrack as well, and a little bit of mild chatter.
I can't even hear the soundtrack or the chatter.
Hello to you too, Mr. Great Lord.
Might have to increase the volume again.
Taking it upon herself
Yeah,
to
because
design
I can hear it now, but while he was
matching
walking
jackets
down the
for club.
hallway, it was just
I
the
can't
footsteps.
imagine how ghastly the design will be letting her do it alone. So we have no choice but to help. You gonna come check it out with us?
I like the detail of how Jake, Drew, Liam, and Henry walk differently. They almost put his hands behind his head. Drew walks backwards. Jake walks normally, yet a bit slow. And finally, Henry is energetic. Actually, that's one thing that one of my first ever theater club director mentioned. That was one of her favorite things to bring up, was how characters would walk. And that's something that you rarely ever see in Gacha, particularly, well, mostly because you have to copy up until Gacha Life 2, you had to copy walking cycles. So it was a little bit almost impossible to do that properly. The only time I've seen a character move, very uniquely outside of Music Freaks is probably A Dangerously Cute Wolf, which is a mini movie from, eons ago. But that's because the character literally just does somersaults to move around. So,
Us? Oh, I would, but I'm hanging out with Drew and the others now, so,
Okay. Should I go or...
No! Come on, Xander. We're leaving.
Also, yeah, I have no idea either, KW. He just vanished. He didn't say anything in chat.
I did say we used to him vanishing in streams before. Right,
Although I doubt that this is the part that he's uncomfortable with, you know?
No, it's well, actually, yeah, maybe not. I think it's more these he has to process that because he kind of came under fire with all of that other stuff about the zombies, so he's gonna have to decompress for a little bit and then return. I think that's what he's actually doing.
Yes, soda.
Also, Peter Parker haircut.
Oh, and also Jinx, you owe me a soda. That's a reference to the Phineas and Ferb movie because that's the specific line and delivery from that movie. Which, yeah, was surprising enough, I have watched the Phineas and Ferb movie in English and also Spanish. But, I did eventually check out English.
Hey. KW, you're awful. You get in an argument with Aidan on a live stream. He leaves to decompress, and your first instinct is the person who argued with him. Can I replace him until he comes back?
Oh, dearie
Sure,
me.
yeah, come on in. Let's invite you. Sure, why not?
The reason we stopped doing these reviews on the Butter Bunch specifically is because everyone was asking to join Music Freak specifically. So I was expecting more of this, honestly, than just KW. But because it is just KW, it's even better.
I just appreciate the person who's replacing him. Of anyone, it was KW.
I love how Xander's still mean, but you can tell when it's nice and playfulness, when it's actual meanness. That is true, and there has been more nice playfulness because I guess he's got to meld out around Jake. Doesn't fully trust him, but close enough. Oh, okay, she actually rejoined. Hi.
Hi.
I literally said that before Jacob said, "Oh, you probably need to go and decompress." I will say this live. I do apologize if I got too intense or angry with Aidan.
No, you were totally in the right. Also, though, you saw the movie he did. I don't know what he was on about. Like, just trust me.
Yeah, if anything, your reaction was kind of similar to his, except you actually had like a foundation to stand on. So it's a case of Aidan not being able to take what he dishes out. Honestly,
I just sometimes get a little bit angry when they're like say something that I have actually fully watched and stuff like that. So and they miss the memo of like the whole entire thing, and I'm like, go read the books or movies or shows. You're missing the whole point.
Yeah, I think what Aidan probably felt like is that because his opinion was being validated like based on I don't know the fact that that's happened to him in the past sometimes or whatever, but and it's like, oh, this is something that I know what I'm talking about. Why are you not listening to me? Except in this case, not really. In this situation, that is not what happened. And if anything, him jumping him like not taking all the context in mind and just going by the surface level stuff that is more popularly available, isn't that exactly what he complained about MatPat doing? And why he doesn't like game theory
with Has Been a Hotel, I think.
Yeah, so it's kind of hypocritical also if you think about it that way.
I'll say MatPat's research. I've criticized his research techniques before.
I mean, so has Aidan, but the fact that Aidan, the specific stuff he brings up and how he brings it up is what he's just done right now.
Like,
kind of says a lot.
I'm not saying like zombies is perfect or anything, but the whole her trying to find where she belongs arc is different than what he says. That's the issue because he's like, oh, she's trying to figure out if she's a zombie or not in the first movie. I'm like, no, she's trying to figure out where she belonged in the first movie because it's kind of weird that she has white hair, so people might freak out and think, oh, she's weird and stuff like that. And well, in the second movie, she didn't.
I will say this sounds more like a trans allegory than it does a race allegory.
And then, like, during the second movie, like I said, like, she really didn't really consider herself as a werewolf until they said, oh, yeah, you might be the werewolf that we're looking for to help us find our moonstone.
She didn't consider her a werewolf until she was told she'd be an important one.
Exactly.
Well, it's because the werewolf showed up there. I don't think anyone had brought that up. From what I'm gathering, contextually speaking, the werewolf showed up and then they were like, oh, hey, we recognize that trait, because, we have that too. Maybe that's a connection.
Sure, yeah. I'm just hearing this, and what I'm hearing is ego, where it's like, I don't know if I'm a werewolf. Oh, I can be the one in the prophecy? Awesome, I'm the werewolf.
Okay, well, I think she was questioning that, but not necessarily being like, eager to become one. I don't know.
And
no,
then
I
like
know what I'm saying is that it sounds like she didn't want to be one, and then she was told she'd be an important one, and suddenly she was really eager to be one.
And then like a third one, she wasn't really questioning herself if she was an alien or not until like, you know, when she
I'm
was
sorry,
helping
what?
aliens.
We mentioned
Sorry.
this. We talked about the alien stuff.
No,
like,
but I didn't know she was contemplating. So how did she go from contemplating if she was a werewolf to contemplating if she was an alien?
Hello, Addison, dear. I just called to tell you you're an alien. Okay, bye now.
Because when she put on the I forgot what they actually call it.
She
It's
put
like,
on the alien costume. It's like, huh, this feels right somehow. It is a trans allegory.
when she put on the wolf necklace or whatever to transform her to a werewolf to see if she was a werewolf or not, it did not work.
Okay.
I'm a white-haired girl, and you may be wondering, who am I to make myself so different in this world of craziness? Well, see, I'm a werewolf, alien, zombie, vampire.
Okay, it is also worth pointing out she's not the main character of the movies. I believe that's Zed is his name.
Zed.
Oh, sweet Jesus. That is the worst name. That's just British Z.
For zombie. It makes sense.
I guess, yeah. I guess it
And
does.
then, like, yeah.
Club, for once. I said I would come,
Also,
didn't
hi
I?
to the
Oh,
Jake! Girl, too.
I'm so glad you're coming. We've got to do this TikTok trend together. It's called Two Best Friends in a Room. They might kiss. Though, you don't actually
Wow!
Unless...
Wow!
Imagine like coming up to somebody and just being like, "Oh yeah, we do this trend. Yeah, definitely won't lead to making out. Of course not."
Wanted to.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
See, don't say sure to that. You fall into a trap now.
Exactly. Do you not know what happened to me with a historian? When he's like, "Hey, let's have a nice night." Sure, let's have a night.
That was like the first time I joined one of your Baldur's Gate 3 streams, and that was the first thing I saw.
I know. I felt so bad. It's like, that was a nice night, ladies and gentlemen.
You said to me that like everyone in the party was already flirting with you. There were some signs.
Why did it all lead to that? I thought maybe it was just some kissing. That's it.
I mean, I guess.
Why would you think that there's only kissing in the game, which marketing was bare and moral intercourse, and there's a hole in the customization screen?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
lets you design your own genitalia.
Yeah, whenever I think of adult game, I think of violence and gore most of the time. But I will say, if I saw a customizable option to turn nudity on or off, then I would start getting suspicious.
Well, not just that, the fact that you literally get to customize your genitalia.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, you get to design it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you had the thing on, yes, but I turned them off because I'm like, no, why would I do that? No.
Well, yeah, but if that was even an option in the first place, you knew you could custom. Why in the world would you assume that it was gonna stay even PG-13? Of course, it was gonna get a little X. It was gonna get X-rated at some point. That was Chekhov's gun presented right there in the customization screen, right there.
I did my research, and people said if you turn all these settings off, it will be fade to black, and you won't see anything.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. We did actually see like a few things, but they were kind of obscured by like like a convenient tree branch. It was like Simpsons level of censorship, basically.
Sure,
It's that kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely a shock to the system because again, I just showed up by that point. I was like,
You
what
know
is
what,
going
Peanut
on?
Butter? Join my live stream if I had another romantic night with a story.
You did, right? I was gonna say, oh no, you mean looking okay.
No, yeah, it's crazy. The only reason I knew about Baldur's Gate was because I had heard about them going to a convention one day and playtesting the game in front of a live audience and accidentally stumbling into a scene where a character turned into a bear and had intercourse. and they were like, "Oh wait, this wasn't what I meant to do. Hold on, wait." And that got me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember any of the actual promo. That is the only thing I remember that actually promoted that game for me.
How I know the game
I
is
thought
because
I thought I turned this off. The card is not meant to be bear. Oh wait, different spelling. Oh, I see now.
imagine that's the whole reason why. But no, the reason how I discovered this game is one, because people talking about how game shows is rigged because Baldur's Gate 3 kept winning some of the awards for being the best game of the year, has best soundtrack, best gameplay, and then also because my uncle has the game and I watch him play it, and I just keep seeing it on Instagram after seeing him playing the game. So I was like, you know what? I'll just buy the game and just see what happens.
Was it the best game of the year?
Literally, yes. I can see why.
Yeah.
Look, man. If it has great music, great gameplay, great storyline, I love it. So
Well, that and again, I say this loosely. Again, I don't trust developers and content creators and stuff that well, but it should be noted that from all intents and purposes, what we've seen from the developers is pretty rad, right? Like, I mean, disregarding the fact that the game itself has, like, you get to select pronouns, and it's very open to like, even the fact that, like, they don't, you can have a different genitalia than your gender in the game itself. It's very fun, very inclusive. There's obvious queer relationships in the game, but disregarding what's in the game itself, you also have to keep in mind that they've been also, like, outspoken about that sort of stuff, and there was one developer who ended up being like a wolf in sheep's clothing that was immediately booted and then shamed by everyone in the group, where they're like, "Hey guys, we don't like this dude. This isn't the kind of, like, community we want to foster at all." And so it's like, I don't know, they seem all right.
Yeah, no,
So you do have to add in that can also boost opinions on games and stuff, right? If you're seem like a good person, also making good art, wouldn't you know it, that art suddenly seems a whole lot better.
I mean, it kind of seems like you have a high opinion of the game regardless of the other people involved in it.
No, what's funny is that I was playing a game and Ghost Game was like, "Oh, I recognize this character's voice." I was like, I wonder who this person is. It was literally Frank Walker. Scooby-Doo is literally in Baldur's Gate 3. And I was like, okay then.
Is Matthew Lillard in it by chance?
I wish.
Please tell me Shaggy's in it, man.
I wish.
Oh well. He was busy filming other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, man
You're
behind the
finally
song.
ready to leave, Zoe.
Just a sec.
Can't you just do that at
He had his
my
D&D
place?
fix.
Beauty is patience, Joey Bear.
I don't think that's how the saying goes.
And also, beauty is patience. Wouldn't that imply that you were able to wait and be patient to get to his place and then apply the makeup? That would be what beauty is patience means in this context. What?
Wait a sec. I forgot something important in the music room.
Okay, again, Deku is just staring at the camera. Those eyes do not do him any favors.
Give me a minute.
All right.
Apart from probably making him easier to animate. But even that, he's cut off the frame. It doesn't matter.
Well, we'll be waiting anyways, so go ahead.
60, 59, 58.
Why are you counting?
Okay, so this time I'm gonna say the opposite. In the flashback scene, I said that they didn't fade him out soon enough. This time I said they fade him out too early, because he starts to fade away as he's counting, and just starts to lower for no reason. Like, yeah, but I would have saved that until we got to this point where the scene has faded, so like his voice would be getting fainter as Jake is leaving, rather than the camera being positioned. Yeah, this is the follow shot, so it's all relative to Jake.
I do need to decide for myself. I think no.
Okay, so yeah, in last episode, Haley ends off by saying he needs to make a decision, not for her, not for Drew, but for himself, and she was really annoyed about the fact that he was like in the middle. Which, bear in mind, you know, Haley kind of has some stakes in the game. So yes, it's all fine and good to encourage Jake to decide for himself, but bear in mind, she might not like the result.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
will stay in the club.
Oh, I
And I'll
like the
talk to
necklace
Drew
has
today.
moves. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Subscribe on our website.
And I'll everything.
Oh, I keep forgetting to read. Oh, that poor son I've already read in a previous episode.
Will
Never
I
mind.
be able to? Well, today's already been bad enough. Surely it can't get any worse. If I'm
Don't
lucky.
say oh.
Fictional characters will never learn not to say this.
Haley might have gone back to the club room. Then I can talk to her and apologize properly.
Well, I must say, that is impressive.
I told you he had a lot of uses. To be fair, though, I've had a lot of time after school to practice these moves.
You'll have to teach me next time.
What is he? What moves was he auditioning for? Stomp.
By the way, thank you for that playlist you sent me. It was really sweet of you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
It was really. No one's ever sent me a Spotify playlist before.
Oh wow! Wow!
This makes me feel better. I'm having a bad day.
People say they don't want my name associated with their playlists. People hate me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not loved.
Keep the head girl's name out of your mouth.
My parents.
Anyway.
I better get going. Sorry, Sean.
No worries. See you, Daisy.
Oh, I like you can see that she her calling. That's cool.
I like how still he is. He's like straight up. He's like a stick. He's just
Yeah.
waiting.
I mean, you can just like appear through the door and say like, "Oh, hey, I happen to show up right now." It's not like it's super embarrassing to be like, "Oh no, I overheard your Spotify playlist non-flirting." You know, silly me.
Sorry,
It's weird
I'm on my way
because
now.
in anime. Now I have even more questions. In animated material, right? Whenever you would think it'd be exceptionally difficult to have it where, because in a play, right? Sometimes you can catch a glimpse of like the actors just sitting there doing nothing in the wings waiting for their time. It's weird that you would see that in animated material. What's even stranger is when in said animated material, they then open their eyes like one at a time, like they were thinking they were being sneaky or something. What do you wait? Were you thinking that she was hoping that you're like sleeping while you were standing or something? Like you're standing there like a twig going. She gone. Oh, hot dog!
I think it was more trying to hold his breath because, he wouldn't want to be noticed or something. Rather than like
How do
making
you
intentional.
not notice this, man?
Well, by being on the phone, I guess, and by being Daisy. I don't know.
No, man.
I don't know if it's actually with that detail of Drew being closer to Zoe than the others. I disagree. Drew is cute towards Zoe, but Zoe is a cheater. I think Drew deserves someone who actually loves him. Me.
Best answer. Best answer.
That's so KW coded. Oh no, Jacob's other guest left. He really needs someone to fill the absence. Me.
Yeah. The detail of yeah. The detail of how Sean and Daisy have similar color palettes showing that have a bit more affection than Jake and Daisy do. The whole thing about like color palettes a lot of the time when it comes to people's shipping colors. I mean, yeah, there's something in there, and also I guess when people have similar designs. But the thing is, like, their outfits haven't changed. And I think the Sean and Daisy thing actually sort of developed like mid-season. It was definitely not a thing until episode 6 randomly was like, oh hey, Daisy, you happen to be on this bench on this the very brightly lit moonlight. Yeah, why not? Why not sing a song together? And then that sort of connected. So before that, yeah, I mean, Jake and Daisy, they were never like super close, but Daisy was, the type of person who would be like, would be approachable to everyone, partly because she's head girl, but also just by her very nature and always trying to like bring out the best and be positive about everyone. Which again, I will say as well, another notable thing. There's two other things to Jake. There's the 2 friend groups, and also that actually describes one of my previous crushes from equivalent of 7th grade. I don't know, whatever. High school.
A grade for sure.
What am
Yeah.
I
Whoa,
doing?
high school is definitely not 7th grade. I can tell you that.
Secondary school for British secondary school. Maybe
should
with
have
the
just
American middle
gone in
school,
there.
whatever.
They're probably just friends, right? Sean never told me that he was
Sure,
talking
buddy,
to
sure.
Daisy.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, hold on.
He's
I
looking
couldn't
down at
pause. I
us.
lost connection for a second.
-61, -62, -63.
You can.
I look down upon all the mortals. No, so yeah, sorry, I lost connection there. Yeah, so what I was gonna say was, yeah, this kind of thing, like, you know, is realistic, but it does always annoy me, and I never understood why this happens in real life or in fiction. You know, people are like, oh, you know, he never mentioned that he was talking to this, you know, person of the opposite gender. That obviously means something. Like, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, talk to whoever you want.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, he froze, and I thought my computer was about to crash.
Speaking of talking.
Yeah, no, what Jacob's trying to say is, like, you know, people should talk to whoever they want to, besides gender, because, like, what's wrong with that? Like, to be honest, I think I have more guy friends than girl friends. It's not because, like, oh, I just like guys more than girls. It's more of, like, it's just because I just happen
No,
to have...
KW loves women.
I technically do, but
She's
also men.
all about those ladies, you know.
It's all about that bass. About that bass. No trouble. Oh, God.
Her
Oh, no.
ratio between girlfriends and boyfriends are crazy in how astonishingly high the girlfriend side is.
I see. A bit. Yeah, no, but, like, I remember, like, there's, like, 1 or 2 girlfriends that Junior had. They're now exes. The reason why is because, like, when they found out he has friends that are, like, on the female side, they're like, why are you talking to girls, dude? Like, how dare you talk to other girls? Like, that means you love them or something like that. I'm like, I'm just like, sitting there, I'm like, they know you and I are friends, right?
I don't love them, but I might not love you anymore after learning about this.
Yeah, yeah, it
This
just
is
speaks
a
like
red
the
flag.
well, probably. Yeah, it speaks like the insecurity of, you know, the straights. The straights are not okay, but also but also again, this is
Sure.
why I make such a big point to mention how you know boys and girls can be friends, and that's why I'm so insistent about the whole Rain and Julius thing as just an example of that. Because everywhere in fiction as well, they kind of perpetuate that. It's like, oh, they're just friends. Oh, I'm sure they're gonna get together after this. Jake and Haley, that was one of the reasons I was not so keen on them, because, well, first of all, they wouldn't start off as friends, quite honestly. So even that was, you know, too much. But again, it just kind of feels like, oh yeah, of course, the kind of people are going to think of, because they're conditioned to do so. It's
No, see,
Starker all
here-
over again. But I could
see,
go on. There's
here-
like examples everywhere.
Here in the Butterverse, when you see a boy and a girl together, those aren't the ones hooking up in a relationship. When you see a boy and a boy together, though, now we're talking.
That's more okay. That's more a Fallen Angels thing. I feel like Mutant Girl probably has a bit more of a realistic balance compared to of like LGBT.
Okay,
characters
most
versus
of
straight
it
ones.
has it. Monet had it.
That's why
I have had it, funny enough.
Specifically, Monet actually had both. Because remember, one of them was actually the ex of well, the sister actually, before dating the brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monet also had
I'm
a
just saying, you know.
Technically, I remember when me and Junior first reacted to Fallen Angels, like the first episode, literally, we're like, oh yeah, Alana and Adam are still getting together. And then Jacob clipped that. He's like,
I was watching that and was like, I didn't say anything at the time, but I watched that like just on my own, and I was like,
KW, it's time to teach you about homosexuals.
Well, okay, that, but also because again, they are the lead male and lead female, so everyone thought they would be getting together. That was that was, you know, well, I wouldn't say that was the deceit that we pulled off, because we just kind of like we knew people's minds were going to do the heavy lifting for us anyway. But yeah, we never had any plans of joining those two together.
Yeah, no, it was just funny because thinking back then, it was like, oh yeah, they're totally going together. But that's because like the way they talk to each other and stuff like that, I feel like they were going to get together. But then
Yeah, I
when,
think like this was like at the very end of the first episode, where they end by hugging, and there's like, you know, the bright light or something as they transfer like, you know, I don't think it was a bit of piece. So like I can understand from there. Okay,
that's why we were thinking, oh, they're totally getting together because of the bright light, the way they hug each other and stuff like that. You know, saying I will help you and protect you and all. It's like, this seems like they're going to get together. But then Helen revives, and I'm like, now I'm questioning whether Anna and Manila should be together or not.
See, and normally that's the kind of thing they pull off in an anime, where it's like the main couple are going to be they're going to get together anyway, but we're going to add like extra like wrinkles, or get extra people for, you know, the drama. That's how like most harem animes are constructed. Whereas like, yeah, you can see the compatibility or lack thereof with several other people, and they're obviously going to, you know, incur their own like fandom interest and such, but either the main character's going to end up with no one, or it's going to be the first one every time. So again, another thing where like, yeah, subvert those expectations by all means.
Hey, at least he didn't do like what happened in like the Throne of Glass series, because like the second book, I wanted to throw that book so much just because what happened.
Well, his intention at first was actually to have Alana end up with Zach. And then I pitched the character. I just kind of like, you know, worked itself organically.
Oh my god, Alana with Zach. Oh, I cannot unsee that.
I did mention that Helen was inspired by Nico D'Angelo. I still have not told Aidan that Nico is gay. I don't think he knows.
He doesn't know. Oh god.
That part just kind of happened organically anyway.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, just a little quick funny story with Percy Jackson. When I read the book where you get revealed that he's gay, I kind of skimmed that part because I was like, oh, I'm so close to the end of the chapter or whatever. But then I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened? Wait, what? Nico is gay.
And Percy. Yeah, they also, well, I mean, okay, so actually that wasn't the first time we revealed that.
This is good to know.
The first time, so what happened was during the battle with Cupid, where, you know, he was there with Jason as well. I think it was just, you know, Nico, Jason versus Cupid. So Jason
definitely haven't gotten this far.
Okay, well, all right, fair enough. Well, I mean, yeah, no, you haven't. It's in Heroes of Olympus. But yeah, so just for context, yeah, like Cupid like implies that, because like, you know, I see, you know, everyone's like true desires. I know what you're hiding, and then of course Nico tries to like suppress that. Jason puts the pieces together, so technically the revelation happens there, and that's when suddenly Jason's like suddenly way more sympathetic to Nico, who's sort of like the outcast, because he always is in every group that he's in. So yeah, that's there, but then the actual confirmation was the crush on Percy bit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I kind of skimmed that till they like blatantly said, yeah, Nico is gay. I was just like, wait, what? He is? Dang it! I thought he was gonna be my book boyfriend. I thought I was gonna collect them all, but no. Again, there's no hate. I am happy for Nico that he's gay and stuff like that. There's no problem with that. I was just like, oh man, you kind of broke my girl's dreams.
Oh god, yeah. All right. Well. Now we know which character you had a crush on in the books. I should have guessed that, honestly.
Well, technically, I have 2 more crushes throughout the books.
Okay, okay then.
Anyways.
All of the above
yeah,
is an
we'll,
option if you ask Dionysus.
Well, not if you ask the version of Dionysus that's in those books.
Sorry, yeah, Greek mythology Dionysus. Real Dionysus.
No!
Yeah, when he's not being punished by Zeus. When he's not being punished by
The
Zeus.
one
then,
that
you
is
know,
a famed femboy who is very keen on whatchamacallit. Big relationship. Big
Yes.
poly
Yeah, he's quite literally the god of big relationship. Yeah.
polyamory. There's a word for this though. The type
Yeah,
of...
which by the way, I will say, missed opportunity. They have the god of theater as the camp director, and they
Polycule.
never put on a play. Just saying.
I
Just throwing that out there.
I forgot there was that.
I still hate Dionysus's treatment in the books, by the way.
Same.
They did
That's
him
why
so dirty.
That's why like the only parts where of the adaptation process where I'm like, yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, most of the other stuff I'm thinking like, okay, you know, for you know the fact that this, you know, in modern times now the gods have evolved, then yeah, this sort of works for them. With
but he
with
was a
Dionysus, of course,
femboy.
because
How do you get femboy to tiny little dude with big facial hair and smoker vibes?
an orange Hawaiian shirt or whatever it was, I can't remember. I mean, I guess technically I know that he was being, you know, is being punished, and of course that was gonna, you know, affect his mood permanently. But also bearing in mind that Dionysus is actually, because he used to be a hero himself, he was actually one of the ones who was most closely connected to heroes, except for Theseus. But we don't talk about Theseus.
We talk about Theseus. No.
Yeah. So like him and Demeter particularly. So yeah, the fact that he's the one who hates them the most, again, because of Theseus, like that part I feel like was a bit of a step too far, but you never know.
It's weird too, because a lot of the things in the books are fairly accurate, or at least in spirit. So it's weird how that maybe it's the idea that like that maybe this rage or whatever wasn't like feminine enough. And he is a man in the myths, but he's again he is first femboy, and so
Rage wasn't feminine enough. Have you met Hera?
Right, but that's my point though. In the books, I'm thinking maybe that was the thought process and why he was presented that way. But I raise you this: Aphrodite was a war goddess initially before she had been changed to remove that aspect
I also
of herself.
I will raise you this Clarice LaRue. As far as feminine rage goes, you can't get more blazing than that.
Oh God.
Clarice is also stupid rage. Though. Well, at least she's dumb at the end of the book. Again, that's one of my
Clarice was
biggest.
from Brooklyn.
God, I really hope whenever I get back to reading this one, I really hope he doesn't blunder the ending. Rick has such a problem with just messing up endings to these books.
What book are you on now?
Labyrinth,
I believe.
Fourth,
yes, Fast in the Labyrinth. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I started reading it ages ago, and then I stopped, and it's so boring. Oh my God, it is such a drag.
No, I actually have to agree with you on that one. I did not.
Yeah, it is my personal least favorite out of the five.
Five
originals. Which also I will say, because that's my least favorite, which therefore means the fifth one I think is better. So, you know, take that for what you will. You've got something to aim for.
I honestly think the fifth one was like the best one, just because I feel like everything is at stake. Well,
Does
like,
that include the other two, the sixth and seventh?
As far as I'm aware, there is no seventh.
Is there not a seventh? I thought the seventh came out.
Oh wait, there is a sixth.
No, that was a Stun the Star. That's specifically Nico D'Angelo, actually.
When is the seventh book coming out then? Because I know there is a book 7 coming out.
Well, I mean, there's like Chalice of the Gods, but that's supposed to be like between Heroes of Olympus and
Oh, I see. It releases on September 24th. It's Wrath of the Triple Goddess.
Yeah, that's the Chalice of the Gods series, right?
No, it isn't. Nope, it's just Percy Jackson Olympians.
No,
Wait, what?
Yeah, okay, so Chalice of the Gods, they just call it Percy Jackson the Abyss and the Chalice of Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods. So it just counts like the 6th book and the Olympians thing, because there's a massive time gap in between.
Yeah.
That's
And
what's
there's a
confusing,
7th one coming out soon as well.
Yeah, so it's not like a separate quintilogy, pentalogy, whatever it is. It's not a separate one of those, technically speaking. Yet it might rebrand itself as that in the future, but we don't know.
What does Sean know about Daisy that I don't?
I had ideas for a while in the gods at request of Disney.
Talking to somebody alone is if you know something that you do not. That's why you have private conversations, because you already know stuff about people. Clearly.
61, -62.
Why was he counting?
63.
Because Jake's going to be back in a minute, and so he was being his usual annoying self, and he started counting backwards from 60, and now he got this far.
Shut up now, idiot. Did you get your important thing?
No. It doesn't.
I forgot to go in! My goodness.
Doesn't matter. Let's just go.
I guess there's at least silver lining. It confirms that he still does in fact like Daisy. That didn't like get forgotten.
It worked! She saw my donation message.
Congrats, dude. You just wasted your money on someone who doesn't know you exist.
Well, she does.
I was about to say, yeah, she literally does now. But yeah.
Does now.
I will say,
Hi,
I wanted some money
9000.
earlier today because they wanted some soda or whatever. I heard him complain, and I was like, because I had like a bunch of quarters in my bag, so I gave him. And like the first thing they said was, "Oh, thanks. I don't know who you are, but thanks."
Yeah, people do appreciate super chats. They do, like whenever we receive them, we do try to acknowledge them. The ones that I have sent to people in the past, some of them get missed out because it depends. But some of the ones I've sent to Afmau specifically, yeah, those ones tend to go through. I missed out the chance to be Mac and Cheese Please's first ever super chatter because my computer wouldn't function properly for some reason. I was instead the third, but oh well.
This might have a chance. Just you wait and see.
That is the definition of sad. But no, I'm the simp, right?
Okay, and what are you doing that's...
I mean, Jake's the simp, technically. Yeah, that's what everyone says. rosyclozy herself said last episode everyone's favorite simp was Jake.
So much better.
Just finding some more gems for my meme bank.
Your meme
I think
bank.
I'll send this one to Leah.
It's not really a bank if you immediately use them. Okay, hold on. Now we've got to zoom in. Okay, so I've got my crush.
What?
Away. Pathetic. That just makes you seem sadder, but okay. Also, we're acknowledging the fact that rosyclozy is self-aware. She was called in Walmart Deku on this on the phone screen. So at least we get that. Also, oh no, the phone is bright pink. She's in Pop Josephine's gang. We should have known this whole time.
Oh my god!
Henry, I'm literally on the other side of the room to you. Stop sending me this crap.
You never learn, Henry.
It does always surprise me when people like send you stuff like via text when you're right next to them. Normally, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, just walk over and show me," or I walk over and show them if I have something when they're in the room.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I think it's more short and stupid in your case.
Oh, that rhymes. I thought that was them fighting for a second, like after that remark, and I realized no, they're playing a fighting game. Okay.
Looks like I win again.
True, I'm so bored. Can we do something?
Like what?
I don't know. Have a turn. Why don't you try and face him? I don't know. Is it that's normally how I've been in the situations. It's like two people. It's a 2-player game, so 2 people would be in waiting. That's how I used to play games with my best friend in Spain, his sister, and my brother. We'd all like take turns. As soon as like one team ended up dying in Mario Galaxy, then the other one like came in and substituted.
Oh, I know. Let's watch that new Hybrid Princess series in your dad's cinema.
Ugh, really?
Another hype. Yeah, I know, right? Another Hyper Princess series. No more of those, please. We've got enough.
Not sitting here watching you play your stupid games all night. I might as well just go home.
Alright, alright. You up for it, Jake?
Oh,
I'm going home.
Sorry, what are we doing?
Jake.
Yeah?
Also, I know the reference, Ghost Kitty. I invented the reference. Classic.
Just tell us what's up
Yeah.
already. You've been sulking ever since we left school. Something obviously happened when you went to get that thing, right?
Sort of, I guess.
No, nothing
Look,
happened
you guys wouldn't
of
happen to know
significance.
if Daisy is seeing anyone, right?
So it's just about Daisy.
Dude, are you still questioning it after all this time?
Oh yeah, take it from me, the person who just, super chatted to
Donate.
someone just so I could get attention from the, yeah. Clearly I have the moral high ground
For
here.
the love of Looney, just ask her.
No.
I like it for love of Looney.
You don't
Oh
understand.
wow, that's a cool background. I didn't because of the gaming chair.
We're in the music
Which
room
they're not
with
using
Sean.
currently. All these bean badges.
Were they making out?
No. But they did look pretty.
I don't know why it skipped. I don't know. Rewind for a moment.
Just tell us what's
No, it
up
won't
already.
play.
You've been
Okay, here we
sulking
go.
ever since we left school. Something
I'll pause it.
obviously happened when you went to get that thing, right?
Sort of, I guess.
Also,
It's
half
playing
looking
for
up the
me.
You
quotes.
guys wouldn't happen to know if
Well, no, it's playing now.
Daisy is seeing anyone, right?
I just have to rewind it for a second.
So it's just about Daisy.
Dude, are you still questioning it after all this time? For the love of Looney, just ask her.
No. You don't understand. Look, I saw her in the music room with Sean.
What? Were they making out?
No,
They were hangouts.
but they did look pretty
The
close.
AFMA reference.
Oh, well, that explains the other weekend.
Wait, what do you mean? What happened the other weekend?
This bodes well.
And as per usual, he made up some excuse about his
Sassy.
parking declined. So I was like, are we gonna have a problem? You got a bone to pick? He was terrified. And that's how I got him to buy the whole candy store for me.
Nice.
Wait,
Heather's
hold on. With his
reference.
card being, how could he buy an entire candy store with his card being declined? What?
Here,
Okay.
ignore it. Just accept the Heather's the musical reference.
Hey, Zoe, look.
And now there's the picture. See, you could just show someone the phone when you're in the room.
I hate to say it, Jake, but it looked like they were on a date. Looks like your friend got there first.
And this is why you shouldn't have waited to do this dumb competition idea to ask her out.
I just never thought that Sean and Daisy.
We would have told you, but we thought that Sean guy would have said something, since you're so chummy with them or whatever.
Haven't you made it obvious to them that you like Daisy at this point? You don't exactly make it hard for people to figure out.
What?
They've been focused on their own stuff. Jake's been like, fixing their problems, but yeah, they haven't really figured out what his deal is. He just kind of showed up one day and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna sing." Like, we're desperate, so you're in.
Exactly.
I did tell them.
And he knew? Wow, some friend.
So,
Unless
are you
nothing's
still
going
gonna
on.
bother doing this singing thing?
Well, hey, we can't know for sure, right? They might just be friends. And I still want to do it.
Only because you're
I was gonna say you
singing
could
with
just
Haley.
ask them.
Wait, you're singing with Haley as well now?
Well...
What, is she confessing her feelings to Daisy as well?
Oh, well, this just got saucy.
That would actually be a good plot twist if it turned out. That would actually be unexpected, unlike everything else in this show.
Yes, I'm
He's
seeing
a
with Haley
ladies'
now.
man.
We're doing it.
He's a ladies' man. The same says that Mako and Korra from Korra be a ladies' man. He just made his two exes date each other.
Because I wanted to sing with her.
Because of her stage fright, right?
Wait, you know about that?
Well, yeah, we all do. Everyone who went to middle school with her knows.
I don't.
We lost it.
Hey, Jake, are you singing for Daisy or Haley?
For Daisy, of course. That hasn't changed.
I don't think Haley thinks that. She wouldn't stop rubbing the whole duet thing in my face. The moment you auditioned,
too bad.
she knew she could use you. That's all she cares about.
That's not true. She accepted me because she thought I was passionate, and was kind enough to give me a second chance. She told.
And again, I will reiterate, they were desperate, and you were the person who showed up.
Told me herself.
You seriously believe that? Just open your eyes already, Jake. Haley can't sing by herself, so she needs you two. She's clearly a control freak who wants everything her way, and is using you.
By the way, I will also say I was writing a scene in a future People Above episode with Aidan. Well, actually, technically, he did like the first part, and then I went back through the script and I added a bunch of stage directions, most of which involved like the two people who were just talking. It was a dialogue scene, you know, like getting up, sitting back down again. And Aidan was like, "Why are you doing this? This would work very well." It's like, well, because sometimes when a character will stand up and move, it actually means something. It can, in that case, it meant a power shift. In this case, it meant, you know, he's actually going to start like the monologue. It kind of feels more theatrical, actually.
Just the way she was earlier today in the music room is proof enough.
You gotta admit, Jake, she kinda does have you around her pinky finger. I gotta give her props for being a girl boss, though.
Ooh, that's weirdly smooth movement for Gacha.
Daisy from you, depending on how much you feel about her.
Henry's right.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the whole reason you're doing all this. So what's the point if this Sean guy gets there first?
And the only reason the school cares about this competition is you, Jake. You're spending all of your time doing all of this for them. And what do you get in return?
The chance to sing.
I would love to see you perform on stage for that competition. It was really sweet
Oh
of you.
yeah, no problem.
Not to mention, one of the freaks is trying to steal
stop
Daisy
rubbing the
from
whole
you,
duet thing
knowing
in
how
my
much you
face.
Sooner or later, Jake,
feel about her.
you have to decide for
You're
yourself.
doing all
Who
this.
wants everything
So
her way?
what's the
You
point if
does
this
have
Sean
you
guy
around her
gets there
pinky
first?
finger.
But you.
This is also a theater technique, by the way, a soundscape. So again, a lot of this stuff does come from that place. Dionysus will be proud. Not the Percy Jackson version.
I joined to sing for Daisy.
Oh
And
god,
that's what
my
I'm
eyes
gonna
on.
do.
My eyes! Where are they?
Whatever they're using me for, I'm not gonna let them get in my way. Heck, Haley can't even sing without me because of her stupid stage fright. And they probably wouldn't stand a chance without me. They should be grateful that I joined them in the first place.
And they are. That they are. Oh, by the way, this was the scene that I saw in like the Jake's voice actor you know, reacts to this stuff. Which means this is also the scene that Aidan would have walked away from, were he here to walk away from it. I think it's also because, you know, this is where
I guess he
all
did
the
walk away
characters
from
start,
it. He
like,
just did it in advance.
Maybe, yeah. I think the reason that he was walking away was because like the aspect of like his friends manipulating him. The problem is the only reason this kind of thing works in stories is when it comes from a place of logic. That's also why in like season 2 of Muse & Girl, like Felix's specific wording and how he goes about like, you know, indoctrinating Reina, or it comes from what he's observed of her insecurities. So that and this is something else. I mean, they haven't observed insecurities really. They've observed like all these other things from their perspective. And because they present their arguments coherently, suddenly Jake is like, well, I mean, actually, maybe you kind of have a point. I'm also, you know, a jealous. So on top of that, so I'm not going to say that the friends themselves are, you know, the main issue here. They are an issue, but equally so is Jake just being not emotionally mature enough to realize that, oh, wait a minute, people can be friends and share playlists together without meaning anything.
Yeah.
They should have known from the moment I joined that I wouldn't be a music freak.
Damn, Jake, pop off.
At least you finally realize it.
Oh.
Well,
this is why we're saying as well, Haley might not like this decision, but he's made one.
Well, if you really think Daisy
I don't like
give you a shot
that
after
line.
this,
I
then
feel like
go
we,
for it.
I don't know. After that moment, I feel like, oh my god, pop off is kind of like.
Yeah.
Did we have to
rosyclozy has an
jump into
issue
that
with
so
trying
soon?
to with rosyclozy is like as far as like applying modern slang is like that one meme of how do you do fellow kids. It always comes across like that.
It'll be nice to have you back, though. Hanging out with us like this again once it's over.
Yeah. Me too.
Alright. I'll go set up Gacha flicks for this marathon, then I guess.
Yay! Come on,
will
Mia.
you?
Let's get good seats.
I'll get the nachos.
So
and
yes,
spaghetti
my knowledge is
cheese.
like
I'm not necessarily like
Ghost Kitty sort of
uncomfortable
agrees
with
with
this, but
Yeah,
just,
I
like,
don't know. This
being
is.
ugly.
for me, it definitely feels
like this makes sense.
It has that
because we
like,
have
oh
like
my
another get
god.
through as well.
Oh
Like,
man, people are.
I mean, it is a little bit uncomfortable just because, yeah, I can see why people would think his friends are manipulating him or anything, but at the same time, though, he's giving out things, and they're just thinking on the things that they have seen and stuff like that, and just like, they probably don't actually care about you and stuff like blah, 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 you know, just because the way he talks about what happened and the way they have seen between him and the music freaks and stuff like that. So,
They didn't know about the vast majority of the entire series where he's been like helping them out, they've been helping him out, and all the hours of rehearsal in between. So if anything, Jake's actually being even dumber because he's like, well, I've made like legitimate friends. And last episode, I said I started out by wanting to, deal with Daisy, but now I'm doing it for all of us. So even before this episode happened, he'd already sort of made up his mind that he was doing it for the rest of them, and it didn't really matter what happened with Daisy. So if anything, yeah, again, like this is mostly on Jake, surprisingly, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll get the nachos and spaghetti cheese.
Oh, I really said it now.
I mean, you said it in a private context. You can easily take it back or pretend it didn't happen and then, continue to hang out with the music club. It doesn't mean anything, really. Not like Haley will believe the other group anyway.
oh god.
Yeah. I like that smile that he gives. It's like, you know what? These are my lovable idiots. My guy squad, whatever.
Wait, what was the VA's reaction, Ghost Kitty?
It was more of like a, no, don't make me say this kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Haley.
Hey, Jake. Listen, I'm sorry if I was a little harsh to you yesterday. I shouldn't have gotten so worked up because of Drew.
Says that's okay. You want to
know
hear
you were
what I
just trying
said
to get a
about this
rise out of
club
me.
last
I
night?
shouldn't have taken it out on you.
Yeah. Like that, like what Jake said was worse, but yeah, like as far as Haley was concerned, I think I also like called her out for that in the last episode.
No. You were right, Haley. I've been a bad friend. I shouldn't just stand
And
by
I'm
and
gonna
let
be a
those guys
worse
talk
one
to you
from
like
now
that.
on. Jake
I wanna
guarantee.
try better.
Hoorah!
Yeah.
I hate you all. You're losers. I'm not.
Now it seems to be going back on this.
I also wanted to say, whatever your reasons for joining the club, or if you decide to quit, it's okay. A lot has changed since before you joined, so I hope even after the competition, we can still stay close as a family, in the music club or not.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I think everyone is making their way to the music room now. Are you coming?
Yeah, of course, let's go.
Oh, Jake, you wouldn't be a dear and help take some.
I thought that was going to be Daisy for a second there. I like heard the high pitched voice, like, wait a minute, are they? Is Rosyclosy really going to do this right now? But no, never mind.
Teacher's office.
Why does he look like?
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I can't, but I cannot see it.
Why she look like you with like the before you cut your hair?
Literally. Literally.
I mean, A little.
Well, okay, well, Bond made this, okay? I didn't make it.
Well, I mean, we all know that Bond's, recreations of us are always going to be slightly inaccurate. What kind of radioactive bird pooped in my hair? That's what I want to know.
It should be noted that my version is actually fairly true.
I'm glad someone was satisfied with that.
Also, when I first was playing with Gacha Club and decided to make my Marvel C, KW, the whole shebang, that character right there looks pretty close. Just the outfit is different, but I could definitely see my OC character wearing something like this.
Okay, fair enough. And also, it's like, oh, can you take some papers to the teacher's lounge for me? Meanwhile, she's like, she doesn't even have the papers on her person right now, or I guess she hasn't even said like why she can't go to the teacher's lounge herself. This kind of seems like it's supposed to gear up towards, Jake discovering something he was not supposed to see. Which, bear in mind, Daisy is the head girl, so inside the teacher's lounge. So,
yeah, sure.
Thank you, dear. They're just sitting in the history class.
Yeah, okay, I'm looking at my OC. I mean,
we'll be waiting,
it's a
Jake.
bit off, but it's definitely
right.
closer than your version of my OC is.
No, she's probably going to get like a message or something to say what Jake has said.
Yeah, so because Ghost Kitty said in here that the most important to recall from what I saw say. Yeah, so if someone did record him saying that and like to place that back, then yeah, that's probably gonna come up. Which, if anything, is far more contrived than him just like running away from them or something like that, or him like doubling down on what he said earlier.
They could have had that whole thing.
Now it's gonna be like a whole oh no, I was angry, I was riled up, forgive me, yada yada, from like every romantic comedy under the sun.
Well, I mean, what they could have done is they could have just had the whole conversation happen in the school and then have her stumble upon it.
I mean, that's also a cliche, but it's a less annoying cliche.
Yeah, but it makes more logical sense than assuming they like recorded the whole speech, Because like recording it is like we get like a cartoon, right? Where like in that one SpongeBob episode where it's like SpongeBob says something and then he's like, "Well, I didn't say that," and then his like boating like costume or whatever pulls up a tape recorder of SpongeBob saying those exact words. It's like, how did you?
I feel like if I had a superpower, people always say like, "If I had a superpower, what do you like?" Invisibility, telepathy, all of super strength, all that stuff. No. If I had a superpower, I would have myself the power to project of past conversations onto the air, just so I can like reference them back directly. That's my power.
Huh, am I being gaslighted or not? I wonder. Let's check it out, gang! Look at the Jumbotron!
Exactly, yeah. For some reason I came up with that when watching an episode of Hannah Montana, and I have no idea. It wasn't even connected to the episode itself.
Excited, of course.
Just watching Hannah Montana was like,
if
I had a superpower.
Haley's told me how hard you've all been working for this. I don't think I've seen a club quite as passionate as your music club. It's very inspiring. And Jake, no matter the outcome this Friday, you should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like you're good at
Miss Jones.
See, now that I think about it,
just a little bit.
God, this video is so weird. Now that I think about it, these custom props, I think actually the hands are on the left hand. The characters are actually part of the prop itself, and that's like sort of the camera triggers. They seem to be like grasping around them. Oh, like constantly change pause the play pause thing or it's just started happening now, really. Yeah, like I was saying, like that's probably. It's sort of like a trick where you see like in like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something, where it's like where like this was a scene where Eddie Valiant and Roger are tied, are like handcuffed together, and they're constantly trying to like escape each other. Roger being obviously, you know, a cartoon, so they had to like have a live action sculpture of handcuffs that would stay in position while the two struggled to break apart from each other. And now that I'm saying this all out loud, it seems like the hands on the box prop are actually identical. They've just been resized, and one of them just has more paper added. So yeah, they are definitely part of the prop itself, which is, you know, that's some. And I had to remember that camera trickery for some time in the future, because that's actually pretty genius.
Miss Jones. Oh, what was I thinking? Those guys aren't trying to use me. God, I'm so stupid. I should never have said those things behind their back.
Well, just as well they can never hear it, unless... Oh, he actually says that, okay.
Never have said those things behind their back.
Yeah, this is going
well,
where I think it's going.
You know, it doesn't matter.
If I can play it,
never
that
have
is.
Said those things. Never have said those things behind their back. Well,
Jacob is
doesn't matter.
so
It's not like they heard me anyways. I'll just go to rehearsals like normal and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
And then he goes to a house that they're all playing the
Hi!
video as he like
Daisy?
enters.
What's up?
Nothing much. Sadie and I are just planning for a fundraiser for animal
Yep,
shelters
like,
in the
what did I
area.
say?
Aww.
I didn't
What
pause
brings
it.
you
I don't know
here?
what's happening in this.
I'm just being a delivery boy.
I literally didn't.
see.
What do I do? What?
Oh god. Are you paused? Oh,
No, now it's
it paused now.
now it's teleported again. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
I feel
Oh,
like
wow, it's
between
good.
the lag of Jacob and the timing of the video and the timestamps and all that, I feel like I'm watching reality crumble before my eyes.
I'm watching reality crumble for my eyes. Time itself is breaking down. I might have to. I switched my hotspot a while ago because when I started like losing connection, I might have to try and switch back and see if that's gonna work. So I will be right back.
Oh, dear really god. Oh god. Oh god. So guys, what's happening?
Oh, hi.
Jacob?
I said I'd be back, didn't I?
Yeah. No, I was just making sure. We're just making sure that you're not lagging or anything.
Okay, well for now I'm not. Okay, well here we go. Like I said, Daisy being the head girl, there's more reason to be here, and I guess this is the this is the actual scary girl, I think.
Hey, Jake.
Oh, hi, Daisy. What's up?
Nothing much. Sadie and I are just planning for a fundraiser for animal shelters in the area. What brings you here?
I'm just being a
There are
delivery
multiple
boy.
animal shelters in one area.
I see. Oh, I just remembered. Sean told me that you'll be performing a duet with Haley this Friday, right?
Oh yeah, incidentally, since we bring up Sean, are you seeing him perchance? What an organic way to bring up the conversation that Jake should have taken the opportunity of.
Jake, please.
I don't know about
don't be a
organic.
dummy. Please don't be a dummy.
If I were in
Yeah.
that conversation, I would definitely have questions as to why he brought that up so randomly.
I mean, okay, fine. Maybe like segue in or something. It's like, yes. I'm sure there's some other mentions like that. Speaking of, I've seen YouTube seem to be pretty close recently. Anything going on there? Like, phrase it more casually. I don't know. I guess he's too nervous, maybe. Oh boy,
Hi,
Jesus
BFGs.
returns.
Oh yeah, that's right. But so you and Sean.
Oh, he does do it. Fair enough.
Nothing. Forget about it.
Don't.
So,
Oh my god!
You know, he halfway gets to it.
Beyond excited, especially to hear you and Haley sing together now.
My hopes have
You're
been
excited
dashed.
too, right, Sadie?
Yeah, ecstatic. Break a leg, Jake.
Why does she sound like Raven?
I'm so confused. Why is Sadie always presented as like this evil force? I'm looking at her dress and it's adorable. Why is everyone in fear of this lady?
Because she kind of gives off Wednesday Addams vibes.
But she's
So
so
maybe that's it.
cute. What do you mean? Look at her.
I don't know. I think Wednesday Addams is supposed to be cute, but also terrifying at the same time. I think that's the idea.
Is she cute?
Speaking of the...
Well, I mean...
Which one, Wednesday or Sadie?
Wednesday. Wednesday. God damn it, baby.
Wednesday's alright, I guess.
Let's just get to on that note.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Yeah, okay.
I better get to rehearsals.
Oh, all right. Have fun, Jake.
Thanks, Daisy.
Nice door sound effects as well.
Here we go.
Daisy's
the
so
big problem.
I already feel 10 times better. Who knows?
Again,
Maybe in a
relatable
couple
to,
weeks'
you know.
time, me and Daisy will be together, holding hands, going on dates. Oh my gosh!
Should have asked about it then.
Most of today.
That's how you can tell this crush is still very much
All right,
active.
peeps. Who's
And again,
ready to rock
relatable.
and
Oh, Xander has the
Haley!
phone.
Oh,
What's
here
wrong?
we go.
Hey, what happened?
Physical bully from
could you, Jake?
Billy.
I thought you were a friend.
Did you say who could you?
What are you talking about? Hey, what's wrong?
Don't touch me.
Yeah, I
Maybe
agree with
this
that,
will
Beth.
refresh
Yeah.
your memory.
Heck, Haley can't even sing without me because of her stupid stage fright.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
probably wouldn't stand a chance without me. They should be.
Okay, I will say
That was
you
a
know,
good shot, by the way. That was a good front shot.
It's a good shot, yes, but also they tend to detail the fact that, like, you know, they didn't start the recording at the very beginning of his conversation because people aren't that quick to, you know, start like the recording app or anything. So it would have been halfway through his conversation, which it was.
Grateful that I joined him in the first place. Hey, no, I didn't mean a word of anything I said.
You should be grateful, huh?
Looks like
I mean, you all were grateful, so
Looks like I was right after all. I should never have given you a second chance.
I'm sorry. I
Should give him
really
a
didn't
first
mean
chance.
any of that.
that was his first chance. That wasn't his second chance.
Haley, please. You know that was just a load of bullcrap. I wasn't thinking straight.
It was AI generated.
It's funny enough that actually works as an argument now.
But yes, not when this was made though.
Yeah.
Those guys
no.
egged me on, and I shouldn't have
Guys,
listened.
trust me, the government gave them crazy technology that'll be important by next decade. I swear none of what I said was real. In fact, that's not even me. In fact, I wasn't even there that day.
I wasn't in the room when it happened. The room when it happened.
Leave me.
Oh, Haley's eyes are gone now. Oh, I was about to say why we get like a or something like that did not fit, and now I realize okay, we're going into a song. All right, which you know what? As a transition into this song, it's probably the best like the best like lead in to a song that we've had in one of these because the
I agree,
other
it's
ones
pretty
kind of like
solid.
come out of nowhere. This one,
Fair enough.
oh, actually, you know what it is? It's the music, because the music kicked in long before the track actually started, which is another musical technique that you normally can't take advantage of in a jukebox setting, because most songs don't have that much of a lead-in before they begin if they're not written to be performed as a musical.
So I don't
again, another
necessarily
advantage.
agree. I think that could play a part, but I think the reason this works a lot better is because I feel like in a lot of the music, it pops in, but this one feels more spiteful, right? It feels true to what the character would do in that very second, and not just, all right, let's have a musical sequence.
Okay, yeah, that that as well.
Right, because before his whole point was like, oh yeah, she can't do it, I'm your own. So now it's like, well.
You'd hide your tears. You said you were done searching, we were done hurting. Leave those lonely lovers.
And actually, you know what? You see, he was done searching, they were done hurting. That actually does match because he helped them through all the different problems, and he was also done searching for a place that he, could express his passions. again, is this possibly, you know, the best song so far?
Oh, it's time to retitle the episode. The best musical number in the Mutant Freaks?
Yeah, well, people are going to think they're talking about Love with Your Love or something, because that's the song people always think of. Which, by the way, Love with Your Love, I know I mentioned this before, but what kind of title is that? I mean, he never said that you couldn't. Okay, fine. The lyrics don't match here because he never said that he couldn't love her. That never came up. Okay, you know what this actually reminds me of? If anyone has seen, this is going to sound very random. Has anyone here seen The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride?
No! No! No!
Yes.
No!
I think KW has. So, spoilers for The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride. There is a
Oh, but what about Lion King 1.5?
No. That's nothing to do with this one. In The Lion King 2, what happens is that at one point, they do like a bit of a sort of a lie revealed. You know, there's a character who's supposed to join Simba's Pride, title drop, as a spy, and he does so. But then, and he's like welcomed into the pack. You know, they have like a whole song dance about it, etc. Then suddenly, you know, this whole other, you know, part of lines that Scar seemed to have, you know, just had, you know, they were just there, I suppose. But you know, they actually attack based on like info that he gave, and then, you know, that and Simba kicks him out, and as he's leaving, there's like a somber song as well, and all the animals are singing as well, like deception, disgrace, like just different things going on. It reminds me of that because like then everyone sort of like gets like a bit of a lead in. And again, I feel like if this were an actual, you know, if this were a non-jukebox musical, I would have, you know, had everyone sing at least something here. Maybe not that deception disgrace thing, but something similar. You know, they each have something. They've each been betrayed, so it makes sense for all of them.
Well, sure. I do think that because they're, I don't know, I feel like a part of this is angry for her as well, and so I kind of like them just kind of being silent and watching her do her thing instead.
Maybe, but he also mentioned all of them and how grateful they should be. He did name drop Haley specifically, so that's why I would give her, you know, pun intended, the lion's share of the song. But again, if it were a non-jukebox, but yeah. I thought she was going to smack him.
Not a great...
I thought she was gonna, like, you know, like, because I knew the drop was coming because every rosyclosy song has a bass drop like that. So I thought she was gonna go like a boom, or something like that, and Jake was gonna like fall over. Anyway, this is also them. Oh, dang it! They don't do the whole thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's also, I guess, even though it kind of like fades away, the most lively bass drop, because normally it's just, you know, the images.
Are you happy? I swear to God, if you ever come near my sister again...
Xander, it's not worth it. Let's go find your sister.
Stay away from us!
Oh, we don't have the usual outro song. Oh, that was oh no, we do. There we go. There it is. Okay, so a couple of things about that. Sean was, I think, absent for that scene, probably deliberately because they need to clarify the stuff with him and Daisy, and he needs to be and I feel like if Sean found out about that in the moment, that he would immediately tell Daisy, and that would come across very negatively on Jake afterwards, more than it already has. But also, I think that was actually an example of a song being shortened down, because what you would normally get at that point would be the second verse, but it seems like that song actually like fades out there. Even maybe the fade out was so subtle that, you know, you couldn't tell the music track was supposed to continue after it faded. But I think it actually was just like someone has got into an audio editing software and like frame perfectly spliced the the audio tracks, which, by the way, not an easy thing to do. I've done it in the past. Admittedly, Audacity now has made it so you can actually like set the tempo and beats so you can actually be much more accurate, but it's still difficult because you have to zoom in a lot. So yeah, someone went through that trouble and shortened it down specifically for this. Like normally I'm against the idea of those songs being shortened, but yeah, I wanted more of this one actually.
Wait,
Everyone's saying Sean was there, but I kind of find it funny because when I know what they're referring to. Whenever they say Sean, I'm thinking you, Sean, like Jacob, Sean.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
like,
he
yeah,
was there.
Jacob was there in the room as this was happening.
He's
Of course,
behind.
yeah.
Yeah, he's behind Haley and Millie. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you see him just a minute? He looked just as angry as everyone else.
Of course, yeah. No, you know, see, this is the thing. I lied. I'm not a fan of Jake X Daisy. It was actually my elaborate ruse this whole time. I was actually after the heart of Daisy, for she reminds me of a crush I had 12 years ago. So clearly I'm still hung up about that.
I'm gonna quickly say my pros and cons if that's okay.
Yeah,
No,
please
it's
do,
not.
yeah.
Shut up.
I mean, Josh did ask directly about this, so
How dare you
Because
speak?
I am supposed to be on call.
Who gave you the
right now,
permission to
so-
talk?
Anyway, my pros, I really like some like the music here. I feel like the storyline it was pretty good as well. I definitely like the emotions that rosyclosy put on the characters when you're feeling hurt and stuff like that. I felt like it has improved a lot, and like even like some of the lighting and the sound effects and stuff like that. My cons are, yeah, maybe the writing could have been done a bit better and stuff like that with a few scenes here or there, especially with some of like the lines. But honestly, I don't think it was not too bad of an episode. I didn't really get uncomfortable with this and everything. I mean, it was an unsettling scene with his friends and stuff like that. I can say that is definitely unsettling just because I know that sort of feeling and stuff like that when everyone's like having their own opinions on stuff or whatever, and you're feeling like, what if they're right, or but they could be wrong too, and stuff like that. So I kind of know that sort of feeling. So that's why it's, for me, that's a little bit unsettling because I know for a fact that it can happen to a lot of us. But anyways, I'm gonna go. Enjoy the pros and cons for Jacob and Peanut Butter. Goodbye.
all right.
Bye bye.
Right.
I
bye
mean,
then.
it was all right. I don't know. I thought this was better than the last episode, at least. I think we had.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I think the transitions were a little bit better. Some of the shots were nicer. I do still think it's a bit. I still think we could have done a bit more with the flashbacks, because like we had the flashback and then we had a later flashback. But I don't know, if it just felt weird. It felt a little bit clunky, but whatever. Some of the dialogue was off. I wasn't a huge fan of the dialogue on some bits. But I mean, animation's always good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a step up.
Yeah, like those double justice very small, but like Luke holding Xander back from his anger as I trust Luke, so he comes down a bit. I mean, that was always going to happen. That always seemed to be the case. The way Luke glares at Jake for such, yeah, like he says, like, yeah, he's not like the way that Luke says he's not worth it. Then that is immediately more. I'm back from my 1 hour. Well, fair enough. We're just wrapping up here. But yeah, as far as my pros and cons go,
we're almost done with our 3 hours.
Yeah, well, we're done with our 3 hours. I think what Levon was saying there was that they were gone for 1 hour and they're done with that 1 hour.
We're here for 3 hours.
Right. So, okay. So, try to anything else. I mean, yeah, we mentioned like briefly the custom props, the sound editing as well, particularly like on the doors and the door interactivity too. I mean, yeah, we've talked about like all the different aspects of the animation, but also I'm surprisingly thinking that now story-wise, I was thinking when BB said like, "Oh, this is better than last episode." Yeah, it's better than last episode, and the one before that, and the one before that. I think this is probably the best Music Freaks episode, surprisingly, since before the change to animation. So like because episode 5 is where it took a dip. Even rosyclozy herself admitted that that was the most contrived it ever actually got. And it sort of kind of stayed there where it's like, oh, a lot of these things are happening out of sheer convenience alone. Like the whole like, oh no, where Sean's laptop is gone. It turns out we solved that immediately in the next one. And then afterwards, I guess the whole thing with Sean and Daisy. Anything with Sean, surprisingly. Why is he the center of attention with all this, most of this stuff?
Because he has prophecy powers.
Apart from, again, episode 5. If he has prophecy powers, you should be able to avoid this kind of thing happening.
Yeah, you'd think so, but maybe he just likes to see things play. You know, he's a storyteller at heart, I hear.
Okay, yeah, fair. That makes sense. I relate. But yeah, as far as like, again, relatability to Jake, like I'm happy that the crush for Daisy became like so prominent again, because Daisy's been somewhat absent apart from the scenes with Sean. So it's sort of like, oh yeah, Jake and Haley take center stage here, but it's important to remember, I guess, also what the actual character wanted this whole time, because the motivation change started to happen, but I like the fact that the original is still there. And you can clearly tell that crush, which has been so developed for so many years, is not going to go away that quickly. And it is so pronounced that, even just the mere thought of Daisy or the mere presence of her, like, it makes him stumble, it makes him like feel happier about himself, all of that stuff. And I guess that also why it leads to jealousy, even though I don't personally think that people should go that far. They often do. Apart from that last bit, I relate to all that other stuff.
What Master Yoda
and the divided friendship group. I mean, yeah, Master Yoda says a lot of things. I'm pretty sure, like, feelings, not being allowed in the Jedi Order, or
fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to
well,
suffering.
fear leads to anger. Yeah, well, I guess the fear of losing Daisy, I suppose. He never had her, quote, to begin with.
I need to save the ones I love, but she's not dying. I need to save my romance. Really? How to control fate, just so you don't like break up or anything. I need to save the one I
love. It's just like, but wait, this is healthy. Let it happen. Okay. Well. So yeah, like for once we actually got like an episode with a solid story and the animation on top of it. Normally we've had like one or the other with the Music Freaks. Not to mention we did also get a bit of, admittedly, a kind of a disappointing segue into a song, which sort of felt like, oh, I had to see it for a music video, but it doesn't quite fit in hindsight situation, which also again kind of leads into what Aidan was saying before about like the fact that she went to effort of recreating that as if it mattered so much, despite the fact that we didn't need the summary. I've always said that when TV shows do a summary, it makes somewhat sense because, if there's something that's designed to like air live, have to catch at a certain time, people miss episodes, they forget the context, whatever. In the age of the internet, with a series made on the internet, people are going to go back and watch the other stuff. I can personally vouch that is the way people consume The Mutant Girl. So Music Freaks, very much the case also. I'm pretty sure. So no one needed a reminder. So yeah, that part was pointless. But the other song, yeah, I wish that had been the one that was extended, and Love with Your Love was the one that was cut short. That's probably gonna get me burn at the stake for saying and for the fandom. But half the stuff we see on the Music Freaks reviews is gonna have that same result. So whatever. And again, to acknowledge the Friends scene with them, I still. Yeah, it's uncomfortable for the reasons it's supposed to be, but I don't think it ever goes too far. It achieves exactly what it sets out to do, which again is not always the case with Music Freaks. So you got to appreciate that with this episode particularly. If I end up ever doing like a ranking of the episodes for whatever reason, then this one would hypothetically place very, very highly, which is quite impressive also because when I was doing the description of this video, I was expecting, to be like, oh yeah, you see the competition, the climax is happening, wait, there's one more episode, what's going to happen in this one? I hope we don't, end up doing too much filler or something. And I was concerned that, the whole like divided friendship group thing was going to be an issue that would be better resolved during the competition. Like that was still weighing on his mind, the decision to be made. But no, what they wanted to do was actually instead have the decision sort of forced upon him by both angles, really, for different reasons. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was setting myself up, pretending to be pleasantly surprised. Then I actually was when it got to the episode. So yeah, the music freeze actually surprised me for once. So yeah, very, very happy with this one for sure. Because it's not often that I'm caught off guard when it comes to a series that is usually so predictable. So yeah, well done, rosyclosy. But what did you lot think? Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And so, oh, the bingo card. Yeah, I had to close that down when I lost connection, so I don't have the settings on. I think I got like 2 things, both in 2 separate corners. So yeah, not really much else. Anyway, that's it. We're done. Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters already. And on that note, until next time.